What is up, everybody? How you guys doing tonight? And we are live, right? I'm actually waiting on Daniel's actually stuck in traffic right now, so yeah, we're gonna wait on him to get here. I was actually messing around with this StreamYard, but anyway, how's everybody doing today? How was everybody's work day? Um, Mine was super busy today. I'm trying to get some things done at the shop, and yeah, we got some big things planned and coming up at work. So everybody's been super busy. Man, what's going on with this? Hang on. What is going on? How come I'm not live on Facebook? It says go live. I am not live. Obviously, I am live because I got a comment. I can't. Oh, here we go. I am live. Okay. I am live. Good morning, Mega Man. What is going on, Shane? Bro, I can't wait to have you on. We're gonna have a proper good time, right? And we got a lot to talk about. Man, 2024 is gonna be an amazing year in racing in all shapes and forms, right? And I actually want to do something different, right? With the podcast, I would love to, like, anybody watching right now that actually wants to jump in and have a little chat. Let's do it. I'm game. Just hit me up on Messenger or put a comment up here, and yeah, I'll bring you in live. I'll send you the link. You can come on in, and when Daniel gets here, yeah, we'll have some fun with it. It'll be fun. I just think it'll be different, right? Get everybody involved in it. So yeah, if you would like to join, just let me know. Send me a message, and I'll send you the link, and boom, we can get you right up in here. I don't know why it's not showing that I'm live on LinkedIn. It's not showing that I'm live on my other Facebook neither. I'm not sure what's going on with this. You know what? Let me try that. Let me try something. Listen, everybody, everybody that's watching right now, let me I don't know why it's not showing on my other Facebook account. And the only way I can do it is to show them Chris Simcoe is live. But my Pin to Gas page, it's not showing that I'm live. And there ain't no Luke Hedger. What is up, mate? How you doing? Hey, listen, congratulations, mate. Bro, that's huge. I'm super pumped for you and your wife. It's awesome. Everybody, Luke just had another baby. It's awesome. I love it. Good stuff. It's nothing's like being a dad, right? There's no greater satisfaction or feeling in the world than being a dad. And then Daniel says, I'm in the car. I'll be at the house in a few minutes. All right, Avery Sr. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, I don't know why I'm not live on my other Facebook account. This is kind of crazy. So I think in order for me to actually figure this out, I might have to Shane Furrow says, congratulations, Luke Hedger. Yeah, dude, Luke's a really good mate of mine. He's got a big year coming up in BSB. I cannot wait to see Luke stand on top of that podium with that number one and get that W, bro. Let's go. It's going to be so amazing. I can't wait. So everybody go support my good mate, Luke Hedger. And yeah, you can find him on Facebook and just look up Luke Hedger. You'll find him. Go follow him, join his club, go buy his t-shirts and his hat, help support him. Proper legend Luke is. Absolutely. But listen, I think in order to do this, because I've been messing with it, in order for me to get it on my other page, because it keeps showing to start live, but it should automatically have started. I'm actually going to back out of here in a minute, and I'm actually going to create another link in another Facebook Live. That way, it will everything will be in sync and tuned. Dude, Luke, proper mega dude. Listen, it's an honor to have you on the podcast first, Luke, and I can't wait for our part two. But it's also an honor to call you my mate in the short lifetime that we live. It's you're a legend, absolute proper legend. Can't wait to come out to BSB in 2025 so we can actually go have a pint and hang out. It's going to be a really good time, right? Yeah, I can't wait. Shane Furrow, Michael Blum, and Luke Hedger. Yes, yes, yes. My peoples. What is up? Let me so in order to fix this, I've been trying on my computer to get my other one to go live. I don't know why. It says I'm live on Pin the Gas, but when I pull it up, I don't see it on Facebook. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to fix this as I go. I mean, it's why isn't it showing up on my phone? All right, so maybe I am. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Well, it's shown that I am when I went to my other Facebook account. Let's see. Chris Simcoe's. It says you are live. I'm going to do this again. Boom. Yeah, it's showing that I'm live. This is odd. It's not showing on my phone, but yes, we are live. Anyway, sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, listen, 2024 is going to be a proper season, right? I only see you, Chris Simcoe. Matt, listen, Daniel's running a few minutes late, so I figured I'd just go ahead and start the podcast and chat with you guys until he actually joined in and showed up. I really appreciate you, Matt. You are a proper mega, my friend. And what's your thoughts on 2024 as racing goes, man? It's that's a broad question. So let me say this: who do you think's gonna be MotoGP champion in 2024? Right? Do you think Marquez can actually do it on the Ducati? It's very exciting, right? I think that it's going to be a proper year. Obviously, everybody knows that. But as far as Marquez goes, man, I think that Luke Hedges is going to be mad. Mark all the way. Let's go. Yes, right, Luke? Man, listen, Mark did good in testing. Plus, he's got a lot of stress, right? Marquez has never been in this position before. He's used to be in the lead rider ever since 2013. He's been on the other side of the garage, and everybody's been around him, and everybody listens to him, right? He'll have that too at Grassini, but not so much. He's on the opposite side of the garage that he's never been on, right? And he don't have all these testing duties and all this other stuff, right? So I think that it's going to be a very interesting year as far as Marquez goes, without all that extra stress. And yeah, he's gonna do really well for sure. Pecco better watch out. And I've said this. I don't think he'll be 3 for 3. It's going to be a battle. Jorge Martin is a beast. Everybody knows that. He comes super close, but I think there's other things that happened. How do I want to word this? Ducati, official Ducati squad did not want Jorge Martin to win, right? They don't want a non-factory rider, even though he's on a factory bike, non-factory colored bike, I'll say that, to win the title, right? Because if he won the title, Jorge Martin, let's say he won the title, they would have swapped to Bagnaia. I mean, not Bagnaia, but Bastianini, the beast, with Martin, because they don't want a number 1 plate on a Pramac, right? They have obviously won it on the official squad. But now they're even in a more dilemma because now they got Mark Marquez, and he already did really well, right? So now you're even in a worse predicament. I think that Martin will be the first to jump seats this year. He'll be with Pramac this year, but I think in 2025 he's not going to be with Ducati no more. Where he's going to go, that's a good question, right? KTM Aprilia, obviously, but they got, KTM's already got a squad. Jack Miller needs to really step it up. Otherwise, Pedro is going to take his spot. Let's just be honest. I love Miller too. He could go to, Take 3. Man, it's just hard to say. He might even end up at Yamaha. Who knows? Because Fabio Quartararo might jump ship too as well. This is just my predicament, right? So Jorge Martin's been pissed off all year because obviously he didn't. Well, last year he didn't get the factory ride. They gave it to Bastianini, and of course, he was second in the championship and barely lost the title to Bagnaia. So it's going to be a good year, man. Like I said, Aprilia replace Alex. Yeah, Luke. I mean, you're right. Absolutely. Espargaro, I think. Listen, Espargaro's been there for a long time, right? And a lot of people give him a hard time. Oh, you only won 2 races, this and that, out of the 15 years you've been there. But listen, I would give anything to have half the talent he has riding a motorcycle. He's still some of the best in the world, obviously, because he's in MotoGP. But this is a whole nother debate when you want to go, does he deserve a ride? Should he retire and leave? Yeah. Is Jorge a Red Bull rider? If so, KTM. Jorge is a Red Bull rider. And it's funny. I got some mates that let me say this. Usually once you leave Red Bull, you can't never come back, right? Same thing with Monster too, I think. But yeah, I mean, there's always ins and outs, right? Even of a signed contract, there's always that clause in there. There's always something in there to where you can, get out of it. And obviously, people have to pay, yada yada yada. But yeah, it's going to be a really interesting year. I mean, dude, there's so many good people. Brad Binder, I'm a huge Binder fan too. I think Binder's gonna, just Luke, mate. Have a mega night, man. Congratulations again, my man. Give everybody hugs for me. It's going to be there's so many people, and the level of MotoGP moves just so much the past, 10 years, especially the past really like 5 years, 3 years. It's just ridiculous. Like, I'm not a big fan of the aerodynamics, the ride height devices, the anti-squat, the twat, this and that, blah, 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 blah. I think they need to cut all that bullshit out, get rid of the freaking aerodynamics, get rid of the anti-squat, dumb down the freaking traction control and all that, and let the riders ride the bike, right? I know there's a lot of you guys out there that are all for it, which is fine. But it takes something away. Me personally, I feel like it takes something away from the rider naturally, right? You got all these electronics on it, and you just that's why I love BSB, and I tell it all the time, right? This is why BSB is the shit. People, listen to what I'm saying. Their super bikes don't have all the electronics on them, barely, hardly at all, and they're racing 240, 50 horsepower motorcycles with hardly any of those electronics on it, right? And they are, trust me, I've been there. They're proper fast. So it's old school style of riding and racing. And I love that. Man, I love that so much. It's the way I grew up, what I used to watch, and I miss it now. I look at a MotoGP bike, and come on, people, let's just be honest. When you look at a picture of the cockpit, bro, it's like Xbox controller, PlayStation controller. You got all these levers, and it's not only are they a racer, they're a button pusher, right? Because now when they come out of the corners, they hit the little thumb thing, or however it operates. I don't know, because I've never ridden one. So as they come out of the corner, they hit the little thing, the rear squats down, lower gravity, faster acceleration, blah 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 blah. Boring. Let's just be honest, people. It's boring. But they'll never change, right? Aerodynamics is such a big part of the sport now. I'd at least like to see it dumbed down a little bit, because now they're just looking like F1 cars on 2 wheels, or some type of sea creature, right? Deep in the sea, with all the whiskers and all the fins and shit coming out of it. But it's going to be really interesting year. Maverick Vinales, everybody. I wanted to see Maverick win on the Aprilia. I just don't think it's going to happen. He's really good at testing, but yeah, the beast is coming back from injury. At the end of last year, he did really well, so he'll pick up where he left off. So we'll see, man. Because I was always a big fan of the beast. So we'll see what happens with him. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. Right, test is coming up here soon. And the World Superbike had their test today. Right, my man Scott Redding was third. And of course, Johnny Ray, man, I'm trying to remember Johnny Ray. I should have wrote all this down. was proper busy at work today. But yeah, they had a test today. World Superbike again. World Superbike's going to be an amazing class too. Um, Top rack on the BMW. You got Redding. I mean, we got our man Garrett Gerloff, right? We all love Gerloff. Who don't love Gerloff? Johnny Ray on the Yamaha. Daniel, dude, it's all good, buddy. It is all good, homie. Look, this is Daniel saying traffic. Yeah, dude, traffic's horrible. It's bad here too. And I'm in Roanoke, Virginia, and sometimes it's crazy. Um, Listen, I don't think that we would lose a whole lot of crazy horsepower and speeds if they got rid of the aerodynamics in a lot of the electronics, right? Because now MotoGP is more of an engineering sport to me than it is a man and machine sport like it used to be. Yeah, I just don't think we would lose crazy horsepower and speed. To be honest with you, I mean, this is my feelings, right? If aerodynamics were so good and so far superior, then why did it take them 8 years to beat Jorge Lorenzo's track record? Where was it at? Catalunya? I'm not sure off the top of my head, but yeah, it took them 8 years just to beat that, right? And it's just so much more money, right? So it made the sport a lot more expensive too, because now you got to the people with the most budget, contested aero, wind tunnels, which I'm sure is super expensive. And I think who is it? Somebody tests in the Red Bull F1. Um, it might be Ducati actually that actually tests in the Red Bull simulator the wind tunnel, which is crazy. I remember that video that Gigi and them put out with back nine on the Ducati. They were showing the wind tunnel and actually in the wind tunnel and all that. Yeah, it was crazy. KTM. Okay, there you go, Daniel. Um, but yeah, it's World Superbike's going to be awesome. I mean, it's and then you got the added weight on the Ducatis because Alvaro's been just fucking dominating, kicking everybody's ass, right? Um, and I mean, what's your guys' feelings on the whole weight thing, right? I don't know. I'm kind of torn and conflicted. I guess I gotta do some more meditating on it. It's again, it's got its plus and minuses, and then I think Kawasaki's going to get another 500. Their 500 brands back, and it's yeah. But overall, the racing's good. World Superbike's awesome. Of course, we got the FIM First Women's Championship. Big shout out to Mallory Dobbs. Congratulations. Let's go. I can't wait. Listen, you guys need to go support Mallory Dobbs on her adventure. Just support her anyway. She is a super mega person. I met her in Jersey, had her on the podcast, and I can't be more proud. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. So, yeah, that's going to be really exciting. My man Luke Power went from Kawasaki to now he's on an MV Agusta. In World Super Sport, which is awesome. Proud of him too. Looking for big things out of him this season. So yeah, it's good. Of course, in British Superbikes, right? We all know that Birdwell left PBM Ducati after winning the title and signed with Honda HRC. So he's taking the number one plate with him over there. And then, everybody knows there was rumors going around because I've been advocate about it. I've heard it both sides of the pond, there and here, that we might get Glenn Irvin. Like there was a really good chance that we almost got Glenn Irvin. That would have been proper. I would have loved to have him over here. But on the flip side of that, and I also heard that PBM might fall, right, which would be devastating because I was such a huge fan of Paul Bird and everything he's accomplished. And a lot of people don't know that he's been big into rally racing too, right? He's got rally racing team. Yeah, but I heard that they're actually going to, the rumor allegedly is that PBM's just going to have one rider, which is going to be Glenn in RST leathers, which he put out there, which again is going to be good. My man Storm Stacy, huge fan of his. Ryan Vickers. I mean, dude, the list just goes on and on and on. BSB is going to be proper. So, and listen, I say it again. Everybody here, just you go to Bennett's BritishSuperbikes.com and watch them live. So 2024, as soon as the season starts, just keep an eye out on my Facebook page and all that, because I'll be putting them out there, and you just log. You ain't got to log in. You ain't got to sign up. You just go there and hit live, and boom, you're in. It's freaking awesome, right? Yeah, Daniel, his sons have his son and his daughter, Jordan, and her brother. I forget her brother's name. Jordan and anyway, her and her brother stepped up. They did. And then of course, we got Moto America, right? It's gonna be sad to see that Westby, such a magical team. Uh, I knew Dane. It was the Wolverine, right? Magical people. It's sad to see that. Westby's not going to be here. I hope Matty finds a spot. I haven't heard anything news about Schulte yet, so I'm sure he'll be in the paddock. And then we got JD Beach, right? On Tyler's. I mean, I heard a lot. I mean, it's just everybody's heard Tyler. Tyler's folding. Tyler's pulling out this and that. They'll be there. They're there with JD Beach and allegedly Cameron too, Bovier. They're still there. But dude, Super Sport class, that's the class. Super Sport class is just stacked to the brim. It's that's going to be a hard class to pick. I mean, because anybody, the top 12 easily could win. It's going to be an awesome year, right? You got Altus with Jarrett, Jake, Torin. I mean, they got a squad right there. Of course, we got Ray Hall with Kayla and PJ Jacobson. Man, we got Corey Alexander. We got stacked, right? We got Blake Davis coming up. It's going to be such an amazing year in Super Sport. Superbike's going to be really good too. Of course, Junior Cup. Always one of my favorites. It's a stat class too. Everything in racing is going to be awesome this year, and I can't wait. It's going to be an amazing year in racing. It's I can't wait. Dean Posh, what is up, my man? How you doing tonight? My man Steve Matville, what is up, man? I talked to Steve. Steve's a good buddy of mine. You guys, he's on Facebook. He has the Mads post. I think hang on, I have his card. What do I do with his card? I did something with it, but anyway, he's on Facebook, man. He has a group, and it's awesome. You guys should go join it. He talks about all kinds of good stuff. And Steve's a very good motorcycle technician, and he loves to ride too, man. Dude, Jake Marsh, mate, what is up, bro? Listen, everybody knows I love Jake. I love Jake and his dad. Proper mega people, man. I wish we would have met at Cadwell. We didn't end up meeting, but we've had him on the podcast. He's coming back up again. We've been really good mates, and his dad, dude, Peter's just phenomenal. I can't wait. Again, you guys go out, join Club 45, help my mate Jake Marsh out. Go look up, just hit Jake Marsh up on Facebook, Instagram. Tell him you want to join the club. Proper legend. It's going to be really good. I cannot wait. Soon enough, we will. Yes, we will, Jake. Absolutely, we will. Absolutely, 100%. Really looking forward to it. We're going to have such a good time. I can't wait. But yeah, dude, racing season is just going to be it's almost like we're going back to the golden era of racing, right? Packages being sent out soon. That's right. Club 45 packages being sent out. So again, sign up, right? You guys can actually go to the Clothing Kings.co.uk. Big shout out to my man Martin. They make all Pendergast merch. So if you guys want any beanies, hats, T-shirts, jackets, soft shell jackets, sweatshirts, hoodies, whatever it is you want. We got body warmers. Look no further. Absolutely the best in the business, hands down. The Closing Kings, 110% proper. I'm really looking forward to actually having another chat with Martin soon. It's been a while. I know he's been super busy, so yeah, man. Yeah, dude. So I'm really excited because there's big things coming on all around. Erica Wolf, what is up? Um, Exciting year. A lot of my friends in BSB, a lot of my friends in Moto America, World Super Sport. Everybody's going to have such a great and amazing season, and you guys know I'll be cheering for every single one of you guys. It's and girls, right? I can't wait. The season, it can't start soon enough, right? Yeah, it can't start soon enough. It really can't. But yeah, my idea earlier is, hi guys, late. Dang it, it's okay, Erica, because you know why? Daniel's late too, so he'll be joining here in a few. I mean, I've been on here running my mouth for 26 minutes, and where is Daniel? No, I'm just giving him a hard time. Traffic does suck. I get it. Yeah, it's going to be. I can't wait for 2024. I'm really looking forward to 2025 because I'm going back to BSB. You heard it. Simcoe Pendergast will be back at BSB this next year. I want to do 2 rounds. I want to do the round before Cadwell, and I got to go back to Cadwell. A lot of them are like, "Oh, go here, go there." Man, I can't, dude. Cadwell, that's where it's at. I got to go to Cadwell. I mean, it's once you've been to a place like Cadwell and you actually see jump and you feel that atmosphere. For me, look at this. Daniel, bro, what is up, man?
I swear to God, if I have to deal with rain and traffic again, I'm gonna just blow the car up. It's horrible. Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. I know I'm Avery Jr. for like the rest of time now.
Senior. Avery
senior because Avery's a fetus, but it's okay.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Jesus.
So yeah, man, I've just been obviously running my mouth about the upcoming season and all that. But listen, Daniel, actually, before me and you get started, dude, I had an idea. Like, wouldn't it be cool, like, if we actually had like one of our viewers jump in and like,
come on,
ask like a question during a podcast live, or just have somebody come in and interact. I think that would be a really good way to get anybody involved. And I already told people, hey, anybody listening right now, or just shoot me a message. I'll send you the link. Jump on in. You can ask us a question. We'll answer it live, and then we can move on to the next one. I think that would be a different dynamic.
Awesome.
Yes, absolutely. So listen, I think I'm gonna start doing that from now on. Is having somebody live come in, one of the viewers, to ask a live question. It'd be good stuff. But listen, I'm gonna start it all over. So you should see a little red thing up in the corner of your screen. Yeah. We are live. What is up, everybody? No, I'm just joking.
I know. I've been watching in the car. I was like, I'm not gonna try and communicate with the iPad in the car.
I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that. But yes, listen, what an honor it is to have my man Daniel Shoemake on the podcast. So me and Daniel met. Yeah, dude. So we met on Facebook, right? And then man, we got to talking and interacting, and I was like, man, let's have a chat, right? So we got on this chat, we talked, and we hit it off. And I was like, bro, you want to co-host on the podcast? Son? Let's go, right? And then boom, we've been going at it ever since, and it's been an honor.
It was definitely one of those things where I was talking some shit during the first Ryan Wolf podcast, and everybody, you had Jules and you laughing. I'm like, no, I need to be in this more often.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So yeah, Daniel, man, as always, dude, how did you get into motorcycles? Well, first of all, everybody, I want to say this before I ask that question, even though you already know what I'm gonna ask. This is the first time I've interviewed one of my friends on the podcast, right? So yeah, this is awesome. I love it.
God,
it's good. It's good stuff. So yeah, man. Daniel, how did you get into motorcycles to begin with, bro?
So to begin with, it was pretty sure like I was doomed from birth. Like my dad rode, my mom rode. It was they didn't race. They just were, sport touring people and touring people, and like dad tells the story of having to go through Yosemite it was either Yosemite or Yellowstone on a CM 400 in 18-degree weather and being hypothermic to get out of the snowstorm. I'm 18 months old in the bottom of a sleeping bag, apparently. So I don't know. So that's how like the hardcore motorcycle thing kind of came about. And, you like anybody whose dad rides and, was into their car racing and stuff. So you grow up on, Steve McQueen and, James Garner and all those guys. You grow up on Grand Prix and Le Mans and on any Sunday. So it was, it was literally one of those 3 movies I was watching. So I was, again, doomed from birth and just slowly progressed through. And like, I came to riding itself kind of late. I didn't get my first like street bike till I was about 20 and 21. And, it just the way it went, you start riding, you start to do, really dumb things that we all want to do on sport bikes on the street. And then you figure out that, hey, maybe I should try this track day thing. And you do that. And, it goes from there. We were corner marshals for forever. I've been a corner marshal for 25 years. And so we marshaled our first road race. It was a WERA race at Nashville in like 2004. And we just went, we're not doing cars anymore. We're doing this. So
what got you into doing corner marshal work to begin with? Because Jules, the other host of the podcast, he does corner marshal work too. But how did you get into it?
I got into it in not really a ass backwards way. I got into it just because I wanted to race something. It didn't matter what it was. So I was wanting to get into a Skip Barber car, one of the Formula, like the small little, open wheel Formula Dodge cars. Yeah. It's like they call it a Formula Dodge. So it's like a tube frame open wheel car with a 2-liter Dodge Neon motor and brakes and everything else. I wanted to do that school. And I'm not saying we didn't, we don't come from money. I'm not saying we were dirt poor, but I'm just saying we didn't have the money to go. I didn't have the money. Mom and dad didn't have the money to go do that. So we figured out, hey, we can go corner work, and they give us credits toward doing one of these classes. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's go do that. So dad did that for, just paying for track time. And then I was doing it to eventually get in the car and do one of these racing schools. And that's just how it started. And we'd go up to Putnam Park up in Indiana and then rode Atlanta. And we did Indy Raceway Park years ago. And that place was an absolute shithole. It was bad. Like it was real bad. Like dad, I think we ended up, dad did his race school at Road America. So that was how I ended up there watching that. But yeah, we started corner working that. And then again, we jumped in, we did that for, we still do cars we still do cars because cars are a lot more prevalent at track days than motorcycles. But we ended up doing a Skip Barber race down in Birmingham, down at Barber, in the absolute pissing rain. It was literally I think it dropped something like 7 inches of rain in a day. It was horrible. Yeah. Like Marco Andretti was there and ended up on his head.
Yeah.
Marco Andretti ended up upside down in a gravel trap at the hairpin. And it was just bad. It was a bad weekend, but we did that. And then I'm pretty sure it was the lady that was Phoenicia, the lady that we've been working for since, forever. She came up to us. She's like, hey, do you guys want to come work the American Le Mans Series race? I'm like, yeah, we'll come down and do that. That's fine. So we go down there and do that. And it's the first time I've ever seen like a professional level racing anything live. You always watch it on TV. And then we go through that, we do a good job, and then, she comes up to us, she goes, hey, you guys, I've got a WERA race in Nashville, I want you guys to work. Like, all right, cool, I've never worked motorcycles, but let's see how this goes. And then we did that WERA race, we're like, yeah, we're not doing cars anymore. This is cars suck compared to, the WERA paddock. So, and we've just been doing that ever since, bouncing around, and I would do the occasional track day and go from there. So, here we are.
And here we are, right? So if you go work at a corner, if you become a corner worker, like do you get discounts on track days or?
Depends on the organization. I don't want to speak out of turn.
Yeah.
You used to. It just depended on the organization. certain car track days. If you wanted to work, if you worked a day, they'd give you a day. I never had a car that would have lasted a track day. I always, like, old Honda Civics and stuff. Yeah, they're great when you put about 10 grand in them, but if they're stock, the tracks we were at, we would, bend the frame. It's not going to work. But bikes, on occasion, there were two organizations at the time that if you corner worked and you were like, hey, I'm not going to come corner work, I'm going to come ride, they'd hook you up. I haven't heard anything yes or no about that in a while, so again, I can't speak on that now, but I know back when I was first starting out, they did. So it's corner work is just fun. I get to get paid to watch racing, and if it's not a bad day, I'm not busy, then great. Guess what? I'm sitting there getting paid to watch racing. If I'm busy, I've made it on TV.
That's it,
so
right?
That's it. So is what it is.
Yeah, it's because Jules has been trying to get me to corner Marshall.
Hey, I can look. You want to do it? We'll figure it out. And either I'll come work with you, and I'll stick you in a corner with me. And trust me, I can train you about 30 minutes. It doesn't take long. You just got to, like, the experience levels with some of the guys that we've got. I've got a guy that I'm pretty sure he was corner working when Road Atlanta first opened. Yeah. So like 1970, I bought me, my dad, and my brother a DVD for Christmas one year about Can-Am racing. And there's a video of like one of the first races they had at Road Atlanta was a Can-Am race. And there's a corner worker that runs out and grabs a piece of bodywork and runs off. I was like, hey, that was Junkie. And it actually may have been. I gotta get a screenshot. Like, hey, is that you? But like literally, like there's some guys that have been doing this for a very long time, and they're always a hoot. They've got some stories.
Oh, I'm sure, right? Yeah. So yeah, dude, let's do it. I would love to give we'll
figure that out
for sure. Yeah, we'll definitely
figure that out.
That's also. Did you ride motorcycles growing up on the street at all, or
like? Got my first street bike when I was 20. Growing up, I was always on the back with my dad. So up till about 15, I was kind of over it. But I mean, you're riding you get to spend time with your dad. He's still got it. It's not running right now, but he's at the old 83 GL 650 Interstate, and it's gorgeous bike. I call it Matt Shoemake red, because the only red that he buys is this wine color red. It's like the only color he wants. It's like, all right, cool, whatever. But like, he's still got that, and he was riding that to work in like the middle of December and January in like 15 degrees and coveralls and everything else. So it's like, you're like, now it's like, no, Dad, you're not doing that. He's like, yeah, I'm not, no, we ain't doing that anymore. But back then he was super hardcore about it. I'm like, I've done it. I ain't doing that again.
Yeah. Man, the coldest I ever rode in was like 18 or 17 degrees.
It was,
yeah, after that, I was like, I can't. There's no way. Like, I mean, I guess if I had a full heated suit and all that, but of course I didn't, right?
Then you get off the bike and you look like a Michelin, man. You can't move.
Bro,
it's like, take you 45 minutes to get out of all this crap. And then it's like, great, now I got to go to work. Like,
I couldn't even feel if I was sitting on the bike by the time I got home. I couldn't feel my fingers, my toes, nothing. I couldn't feel. I was numb. I'm surprised I made it home. Right?
The only way you can get your limbs to work is if you get in a hot shower. You're like, oh, the blood's flowing now.
Right. And then it feels like pins and needles the whole time. Like, God damn. Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. It's horrible.
Yeah. Not a good feeling.
Screaming in the shower. Yeah. What's wrong with you? Go away. It's horrible.
So, Daniel, run us through a weekend of corner marshal.
Okay, so corner working weekend. Well, if it's the first day, you wake up all nice and alert-ish. You get up.
What time you gotta be there?
Depends on the organization. Usually, it's about 7 to 7:30 ish. Corner worker meeting. If it's an experienced crew, the corner worker meeting lasts 15 to 20 minutes. Like, it's like, here's radios. It's the frequency we're on. These are the flags we're using. If it's a car day, because car days and car flags and bike flags are a little bit different. So it's like, hey, these are what we're using. I'm race control. This individual's pit out. This individual's pit in. Course check in 20, 30 minutes. And that's pretty much it. If it's an experienced crew, if it's a kind of a rookie crew, you don't usually you've got some people that are there that are training, that will help train you on site. Like, cause I've trained, oh God, couldn't tell you how many people I've trained, but you'll get a rookie that'll go out with an experienced person. That way you're not sitting there for an hour and a half, not on the track talking about it. And then you go and they're like, oh, no, just train them right there. So, and then when you go out on track, hot track it anywhere from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. You can go in there and sit in on the driver's meeting if you want, or the riders meeting. It's always a good time it was always fun on the riders meeting at National Super Speedway when we used to go there a lot. You'd sit there and he's like, how many people, this is their first time here? They'd raise their hand. Keep your hand up if this is your first ever track day, and like 3 people's hands would go down and there's 40 new guys. You're like, ah, shit. Okay. We're going to be busy today. And then you go out and go till noon or 12:30. That's lunch. You get about an hour for lunch, and then you go back till 5:30, and then you get done, you get paid, and you can hang out with everybody if you've got, because mom and dad have a camper, so if I'm up there working or riding, they bring the camper up, you can hang out, eat. If it's the next day, sometimes you're a little hungover, but it's the racetrack. What do you do?
Right.
There's nothing else better to do.
Right. Dude, that's it sounds like a great time. So do they provide lunch for you too?
No, it depends on the organization. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Usually it's like, hey, you've got time, depending on the racetrack. At Bowling Green, where we're at a lot, you've got time to run out. There's a Wendy's that's right there, or a McDonald's or something. You can run out and grab food, but usually just, bring a lunch. You go sit in the paddock and eat, hang out, and, talk about all the people who think they know what they're doing, but they really don't. And you're like, hey, that's that guy that I yelled at,
right, yeah.
So I told somebody, it's like, I know I've been doing this way too long when I'm yelling at car drivers to keep their foot in it.
Right.
Like, quit being a bitch. Keep your foot in it.
Quit being a pussy. Yeah, right.
Keep your foot. You're in a ZR1. You're only doing 130. You've got 90 more. You're fine.
Right. You got 4 tires.
You've got 4 tires.
You got a lot of grip.
You've got 305s all the way around. You have all the grip. Stay in it. So, but it is what it is.
Go find banana bread, Erica. That's awesome. We all love Erica. She is amazing.
Hey, I'm putting my order in now for banana bread at Road Atlanta.
Well, you already know I'm gonna be there, so I can't wait. It's gonna be
it's gonna be a good time. I can't wait, dude.
I can't wait neither. It's gonna be
So that's a corner worker weekend usually, depending on if it's bikes, it's a little bit more laid back. Like it's in my experience between like a car environment next to a bike environment. The bike, like with bike, it's a whole lot more laid back. Cars, you've got guys that are really serious. I'm like, they're like
angry man.
Look, guys, you're
walking around the paddock handing out Snickers. You need a Snicker.
I was like, look, no, I've looked at them like, look, guys, nobody's here trying to sign you to a Trans Am deal or a GT3 ride. Right. Nobody's here for that. Like, everyone, just leave your ego at the door. Just calm down. But you always get those one or two who think they're, the next best thing. I'm like, you're doing a track day in a 4-owner, 911. I'm going to need you to calm down, and you're 50. You're not getting picked up, homie. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, that's something I've never been. I mean, I go to VIR obviously when Moto America AMA came. I love VIR. I wish they'd fucking come back. Yes, I know the owner hates motorcycles.
With a passion. It's sad.
Yeah, it's maybe one day. I don't know, but VIR is such an awesome track.
If you haven't seen a car race there,
that's what I was saying. I want to
go to a race where they do the big track. Where they go all the way down to the oak tree if it's still there and then come back. Like we were there when I was corner working there for Moto America. It was the year that Matt Mladen got popped for the not stock crankshaft. So I was talking to some guys that were there. They're like, they had the Audi R18 diesels, the old Le Mans cars that were there running. You'd be standing on the footbridge, and if those cars went past at speed, they'd suck your T-shirt down. They put so much downforce on the ground.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, like the technology behind like the LMP cars and everything now, it's wild. Like that's what I mean. I enjoy that. So it's like, okay, cool, another GT3 race. Okay, fine. But no, like the bananas stuff where you have to have Formula One experience to actually drive these things. That's cool. But it's still cars.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it is, but I still want to go because my son's a big Lamborghini, Ferrari guy. So I kid, I'll take him there.
If they've got a Trofeo Cup support rate series, because it's all Lamborghini Gallardo Trofeos, so it's literally nothing but Gallardos or whatever they are now.
Yeah,
it's literally a field of 40 of them all racing each other. So if there's one of those, take it. It's awesome. I mean, and these guys act like it's bumper cars, and they don't care. It's like, okay, that's a $400,000 car. You haven't put tires on it. You haven't put fuel in it. You haven't bought spares. You haven't bought a trailer to take it anywhere, and it's still $400,000. And you're acting like it's a Volkswagen Beetle at a demolition derby. Like, all right, cool, dude. You guys have fun. I guess that's how the other half live.
I guess if you got the money, right? That's.
Hey, I don't begrudge them having the money. I might begrudge them how they're spending it.
Right. Yeah. I feel you on that. And listen, dude, Joe, what is up, Joe? He says, my man, Daniel, always good to hang with this guy at the track.
Joe is probably one of the best hangs at the racetrack you can find. You want to talk about he and I, the funniest thing is he and I were hanging out with, Parrish and a couple other guys at Moto America, like 2018. We were all hanging out, and I first met Joe, and we're hanging out and everything. And he comes up to me at Cycle Jam 2022, and he goes, "Dude, that's awesome." He looks at me and goes, 2018, you were sitting there corner working, hanging out with us. Now you're on the podium at Cycle Jam 2022. That's awesome. It's like, Joe, you're the man. Like, Joe's awesome. Joe's a good dude.
Joe is the man. You're right. Me and Joe actually got a chat coming up to set up a podcast Monday.
Joe's
Monday, right, Joe? This Monday at 6 p.m. Me and Joe's got a chat. It's not a live podcast. It's just
the opening
chat to meet and greet and to set it up. I'm really excited.
It's a good time. Joe's a good hang. Joe's quick. Joe's fast. He can make the grid at Road Atlanta for Twins Cup, so he's fast.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk.
I want to take a session on that RS660 he's got, but I got to sweet talk him a little bit, I think.
Dude, and that's a proper weapon, dude. The RS660.
Really his bike, that bike's fast. I've been passed by that bike a few times. It's real quick.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Joe, what I'll do is I will create the link and send it to you after the podcast. I'm sorry I haven't done it yet. I've been flat out at work. I've been flat out whatever. I just been flat out. That's all I'm gonna say. It's been hectic, bro. It really has. Yeah, it's
is what it is, man.
It is, dude. I'm surprised you and Jules never met each other doing any.
Jules is up in the Northeast. I haven't been able to get up there. It's a long drive. So I've done the furthest I've gone to corner work. I think Mom and Dad went down to Homestead one year to go corner work down there and hang out in Florida for a while. And then I think the furthest I went was VIR, because that's about a 9-hour run for us from Nashville.
I was going to ask, how far is it from me to you?
About 9 hours. I love VIR. The facility's awesome. It was great. And that front straight is terrifying, because just watching, Matt and Josh Hayes go through there on like proper factory super bikes at 185 or whatever they were doing at the time. And Road Atlanta might be a hair faster on top end, but Road Atlanta, the kink at VIR is a little bit sketchier than the kink at Road Atlanta.
Yeah, VIR, man, it's awesome track. It really is such a good track.
What happened? Hang on a minute.
No, you're good. He went blank. The darkness is spreading. There he is.
This freaking setup I've got just didn't want to work for a minute. All right, anyway, there we go.
No, it's all good. Actually, dude, I'm gonna have to buy me a new laptop soon. Because mine took a shit, so I'm on my wife's right now.
Oh no. I'll message you later.
Yeah. But anyway, yes. Yeah. Listen. Something like I said, Jules has been trying to get me to do for a while. He's actually he'll be in Texas with me again this year. Jules.
Oh, Dakota.
Yeah, he'll be corner marshal. I think he said he's doing. Jules was watching. Jules, if you're still watching it, what days are you going to be out there corner marshaling? Last year he did Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday. No, he did Saturday and Sunday, I think, because we actually met a good mate, Dave Neal. He flew in and hung out with him.
I've been invited and asked to come work that. but every year that I've thought about going, they don't pay. And what does the Joker say? If you're good at something, never do it for free.
No, it's fine.
So, I've got, that's 3 days off work and I got to pay for a hotel.
Yeah. It's
either a flight. It's like, no, if I'm not going to go down there, if I'm going to go down there and like work and lose money, we ain't doing that. So, but no, I mean, I've been to Coda once. I went in 2019 for the GP.
Oh, I was there.
Oh, we were at the hairpin off the back straight where Marquez crashed right in front of us. And this is when I realized I'm not a good spectator because he crashed right in front of me and I'm watching the corner workers and they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
So you're yelling at them.
Oh, I'm literally about to come out of the stands and run out on the track. My buddy that's sitting behind me, I'm standing up and he grabs me by the back of the blue jeans. He goes, sit your ass down. I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to try and sit here. But I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, oh my God, this guy doesn't know how to push a motorcycle. Oh God. And there it goes. He dumped Mark twice. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, okay. All right. Well, I was like, that wouldn't have happened if it had been me, but whatever.
Yeah. So usually me and Jason, one of my best friends, man, I've been friends with Jason for, oh my God, I don't even want to say, we've been friends for a long time, really. So, yeah, I fly out to Oklahoma and then me and him drive because it's only like a 5-hour drive.
Yeah, that's not that bad of a drive.
No, and it's also a way for us to spend more time together than me versus me just flying straight to Texas and him picking me up and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, when we did it, it was me and four other friends that are, track day guys. We loaded our bikes on our trailer and I was the late addition. So literally there's like these four have done it like for a long time. And so Robert, the ringleader, he's like, hey, we're bringing somebody else. And they all look like, who? And he goes, it's Daniel. And they go, okay. So we all load the bikes up and everything. We leave out of here at like 3 a.m. And it's like, I'm literally, since I'm the late addition, I'm in the back seat of a Dodge 1500 pickup truck on the bitch seat all the way. And I was just like, oh, this is going to suck. But literally the best part was watching Kaylee and Travis go back and forth each other like a tennis match. And I'm like, this is awesome. And we're throwing them back on the way down. We got down there at we left at 3. We got down there. It was dark. We about lost Travis's multi-strada off the trailer. We hadn't even made it to Jackson, Tennessee yet. We hadn't even left the state line. We looked back. His multi-strada's leaning like this because we got there at like 3 a.m. and he hadn't, gone to sleep yet and take everything else that you want to think about. Right. So he lowly strapped half the bike down and left it on the side stand. So it's literally just bouncing on the side stand the whole way down and it bent the side stand up. Luckily he had a center stand on the bike because that wouldn't have lasted very long. So yeah, it started off really entertaining, but that was probably one of the best times I've had going to a race. It was so much fun.
Yeah, Texas is fun, man. But what I was saying is we usually sit in turn 12 because 12 is such a great seat, man, because you can see coming down the straight in that hard fucking left-hand corner, right, and it's hard left, and it goes right. It's like a double apex right, and then it goes down this itty-bitty straight, and then hard, almost like
that whole stadium section.
Dude, it's crazy, bro.
And then you can look up and you see them going up the hill,
right
coming down into turn 2. Yeah. You kind of catch them back over here, going up into the hill, and then you can see them come down. You can't see them get on the back straight, but it's just like, all right, whatever. Actually, there's one thing that pissed me off on that weekend. Once the GP was over, everyone left. We still had a superbike race, and literally everyone left. I was like, what are we doing? You guys still got a race left. I mean, okay, fine. You're only here to see that. You're only here to see Rossi, but guess what? We got another race.
Yeah.
Whatever. That made me mad. But other than that, that weekend was awesome. It was such a good time. It was a good race, too.
It was, man, but I'm the type of spectator, man, where I don't sit in my seat. I'm all over the track. I'm going to stand here for a couple laps. Here for a couple laps. I'm going over there for a couple laps.
That weekend was actually the first time I've actually been able to sit as a spectator and watch a race with my buddies, have a beer, and just enjoy and not worry about it. And that was the weekend I realized that I'm a horrible spectator.
So, funny story. I haven't told this story yet. So, me and Jason, this was, I think, our second year going. This will be my 6th year going straight. Yeah, 6. So, I think it was my second year. So, I was sneaking beer in, right? Because Friday and Saturday.
As you should.
Dude, they don't even fucking check you hardly. They don't even open your bag or nothing. You just scan your ticket in. They're like, okay, go. They wand you down and say, go.
Yep.
So Sunday come around, I said,
they're
I'm
checking you now.
Fucking loading down. Dude, I had this backpack plumb full of Lone Star beer. I'm talking about you can barely zip that bitch up with a Jack. Jack said, they're going to catch your ass. I'm like, dude, first 2 days, I'm good. I walk in there. Dude, I set my bag down. The lady looks at me, right, as I set the bag down. She says, open the bag. So I unzip the bag, and her eyes get like this big. She says, holy shit. Underneath her breath, right, she says, sir, I need you to step to the side right here.
Why?
Yeah, I'm like, for what? So she gets on. She's like, security, blah, blah, blah. So the dude comes over there, and dude, he was cool as shit. He looks at me. He opens up my backpack. He goes, holy shit, you're bringing the party in here, right? I said, dude, Friday and Saturday, I done spent a shitload of money up in here. Yeah. I'm just trying to enjoy my day to day, right? He's like, dude, you can't bring all this beer up in here. So we start putting it in his trash can, right? He says, well, I know what trash can I'm coming to get after the race weekend, right? So I look at him. I said, man, let me keep a couple of these. So he let me keep 4 tall boy Lone Stars, right? He says, you got balls, dude. You know what?
That's awesome.
Absolutely keep them. Awesome. Yeah, here you go. Take those 4 and go. But yeah, it was good times, man.
That's a good time. It was a good time.
Texas is awesome, man. I love the food. The people's great. Downtown Austin's a lot of fun, but if you go on the outskirts, man, it's a shitty place.
Like Austin itself is an interesting time. We didn't really get to spend a whole lot of time down there just because we were going back and forth, and there's like all these little stops that we wanted to hit. It's right there, and it's like, all right, cool. Like next time I'm actually down there, I want to spend some time in Austin proper, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know when it's going to happen, but whatever. It'll happen eventually.
Yeah, we'll have to make a trip out of it.
100%.
Sure. Yeah, dude, Erica, what is up? She says Ron's first watching MA race was at VIR last year. That race there. Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yep.
Which was, I've been every year. I used to go all the time. And matter of fact, I used to take people all the time. Man, I'm going, what are you doing this weekend? VIR? What's VIR? I'm like, dude, how long we been friends? Like, come on, man. Really? It's Texas is good, man. It's going to be interesting to see Renz on the Yamaha and Mark on the Ducati.
The Renz's riding style fits the Yamaha very well.
Agreed.
Unfortunately, the Yamaha doesn't fit MotoGP anymore. Like Yamaha's going to die on that 4-cylinder.
I was going to say the 4-cylinder.
They're going to die on the inline 4. It's just they can't get the power out of it. I think they seem to have fixed the rear grip issue that everybody was been fighting for a long time. Now, could that be because the tires were changing? I mean, because the tire changed, and 2 years later, Pedrosa's gone. 3 years later, Rossi's gone. Yeah. So we'll see. But if they can make that work, and you're not going to get the power out of an inline 4 that you get out of a V4, you're just not going to. Not right now.
I agree. I mean, you're definitely not going to get the bottom end for sure.
No. And the aerodynamics, Ducati's the only people that know what they're doing because they started it, and they've got 4 more years.
Everybody copies them.
Yeah. So, I mean, the long bike thing Aprilia started, but Aprilia is good at Argentina and Silverstone. Like high-speed corners. Lots of high speed, not a whole lot of yeah, Suzuki did make the inline 4 work. Also, where are they at?
I mean,
also had 2 of the smoothest riders on the paddock.
Yeah, even if Suzuki was still a MotoGP, I don't. Yeah, the inline 4 is just. It's like, I agree. They should
Suzuki,
make that.
The thing about Suzuki was they had probably the best corporate culture to change things on the motorcycle. Like in reading, like Livio Supo just said it, the guy that was, Ducati's guy when Casey was there, and then Casey left, and then he went to Honda with Casey, and then he was running Suzuki for a little while. So, I mean, the guy knows what he's talking about. It seems like they would change things a lot quicker than the other Japanese manufacturers.
Yeah, because they thought different.
Yeah, they thought different. And Suzuki's budget was minimal. There was a club racing budget compared to the other two. Like Honda's MotoGP budget, NASA. Like it's granted, okay, they're going to have some stipulations. They're going to have things. You can't spend that much money. But if you don't have, it's like not having Ferrari in Formula One. Like you don't have it without Honda on the grid in the paddock doing something. So now with Mark leaving, and now they can take the development to where they need to make the bike rideable for everybody and not just Mark, and you can go the wrong way with one rider and nobody can ride it. Because, like, again, remember, John Muir won the championship in 2020 on a Suzuki. So it's like, you know, John Muir was a world champion. You don't forget how to ride these things.
No.
You know, like, and every crash that Honda's had was a front end crash. So, you know, what are we doing? What are they doing? What did they get that wrong to make the greatest of a generation leave and go to a satellite bike where his brother has had minimum success?
Yeah.
How wrong were they?
But, you know, dude, the thing with HRC, it's been going on since I think HRC started racing. I mean, because you heard Rossi say that's the whole reason why Rossi left Honda. Because Honda, after Rossi would win, Honda would be like, well, you didn't win the bike one. Rossi's like, no, bitch, I made the fucking difference. I'm going to show you, right?
Honda's not a motorcycle manufacturer. They're not a car manufacturer. They're an engine manufacturer.
That's
what they do.
And they don't never listen to the riders, right? That's the big complaint, is they don't listen to the riders.
Well, I mean, listening to the riders, it's a double-edged sword.
It is.
Because, I mean, they may have listened to Mark the whole time, and they built a bike for Mark that nobody else could ride, so that stabs you in the back. Then, you know, you've also got all of the other things that they have to do, you know, PR-wise. You know, it's like it's on top of the riding schedule they have. They don't get a practice session to figure stuff out. As soon as you hit the track, you have to be in full kill mode so you can make Q1 or Q2 or whatever it is. Yeah. So it's just like, Ed, let's work this out to where, hey, let's figure out a time where we can give them 45 minutes to go figure this out and get the bike set up properly, and then let's let them go into kill mode. Like, I'm hearing, you know, a few pretty high-level journalists that I listen to and I read that's what their main complaint is. It's like, you have to be full on every time you're there, and that's why you're getting a lot of crashes, because you can't fix the things you got to fix to make it go fast. So, and granted, there's maybe 20 people on the planet who can ride these things. Maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you know, what are we actually talking about here?
Right. No, but you know, I think it's more than that with Honda too, though. I think that it was, you know, dude, there's so much that goes into, people don't realize how much goes into at least little change on a motorcycle makes a huge difference, especially at that level, right?
100%.
So, you know, you also hear him talk about the engine angle was wrong, the chassis was this and that, you know, so all that has a factor to play in it. And you're right, Joe just said Luca, you know, looked like a giant, dude. Because Luca's he's like Corey Alexander,
right.
He's on that tall, V2, right? I mean, but no, he is. He's still tall. He's not as tall as Corey, but yeah, he's tall. He's taller than me, and I'm right at 6 foot, so he's like 6'2" or something. But
Corey, he's right at 6'3", 6'4" ish. He's the only other person that I've seen that's taller than him is Ashton.
Yeah, Ashton. Yeah, that's my dude right there.
Hey, look, I've been a fan of Ashton since I saw him on a CRF 150 murder people at Talladega with his daddy in the truck hanging out. I was like,
drinking beer.
Oh, well, he wasn't drinking yet, but you know.
No, I'm talking about Aaron.
I was going to say, he wasn't drinking yet.
Okay.
He was drinking later. But, you know, just watching Ashton on a CRF 150R on a supermoto at Talladega was hilarious.
I know that's right. But yeah, I mean, they'll adjust to lengthen the bike, right? But they'll have to change the body work, move the seat back, lengthen the tank so it can lay down, flatten more. There's a lot of shit.
It's so much. I mean, just like, and then moving your body around. I mean, I'm not saying anything nobody else doesn't already know. Like, you move your butt back 1.5 inches on the seat, that changes suspension geometry, front and rear,
changes everything. Yeah,
and it's like
the whole thing.
It's just little minute things that you can get bogged down in when you get to that point. Like Jack Miller was talking about it, and he goes, there's just so much that you've got that you can get bogged down in it, and you're chasing your tail when it's like, hey, let's just ride the thing and figure it out. So whatever. Again, I'm not fast enough to even sit on one of these damn things. So it's like, what am I talking about?
I've been fortunate enough to where I actually got to sit on Valentino Rossi's bike one year.
I haven't sat
on a picture of it.
I've sat on a full-on super bike, like a full factory bike, once, and it was wild. But yeah, I haven't sat on a GP bike.
I have it. My picture's around here somewhere, damn it. I'm gonna have to find it. I'm gonna have to show it to you. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Actually, yeah, it was crazy, but yeah, man, it's yeah, MotoGP is just gonna be crazy. There's so much that goes into all that crap. It's
all the stuff behind the scenes that you don't know about between the riders running their mouth, and I want the NFL films to go in behind the paddock there, and I want them set up like this.
I know, right?
Don't say anything. Just let them go. I want to know all of that because I can care less about the PR, all the interviews. I don't care. I want to see them mad, throwing stuff, yelling at people. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, me too. I want to see. I think everybody's too nice to each other nowadays, right? We need to have that rivalry like Jorge and Rossi and Stoner and Rossi and all that.
I want to see a Jet Lawrence, Jason Anderson fight.
Yeah, that's right. What I want to see. Yeah, no shit.
I don't even know what happened. Like I was talking to a buddy of mine. I'm like, was it Jet blocking or what's going on? He kind of explains like, all right, cool, I get it, but that's what I want to see. I mean, that's what's going to drive the sport up. Yep. Like there's no amount of Amazon, documentaries that are going to drive eyeballs to the races unless you've got one of two things. One, people, taking chunks out of each other like the old days, like, Casey and Rossi and Danny and the alien years, or you've got somebody who's a rock star who brings that level of flair back. Because God love him. I love Pecco. He looks like a philosophy student.
No, he does.
Martin looks like a UFC fighter. I'm a fan of that. But
he does look like a little pit bull.
Oh, everybody's cool with everybody. I'm like, I don't care. I want Martin to sit there and punt somebody.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
don't hurt anybody. But
I don't agree with they give Aaron Canet a hard time with all those neck tattoos. Man, who gives a shit? We're free, dude. Let them have tattoos. Who cares?
I get
right? Who gives a shit? I got tattoos.
I mean, I've got tattoos, but it's like I can see. I see the argument. I may not agree with it, but I can understand from an old PR department head why that might bother you. I can see that. Does it actually bother anyone in the real world that we're trying to get into the sport? No. Does it bother people like the old heads that are, that bring up watching, Kevin and Wayne at Hockenheim in 91, where Kevin pulled the craziest braking maneuver of all time. The people that were there, they're not going anywhere because somebody's got a neck sleeve. Yeah. Okay. No. You guys want young eyes and you're trying to chase the Formula One model. Formula One model doesn't really work with MotoGP. Nope. It does to a point, but once you get to a point where everything's so sanitized like Formula One on a live broadcast, but I got to wait a year and a half for Drive to Survive to come out where I can sit there and hear what they're actually saying. Come on,
Yeah. No, I agree. It's we need the rivalry. We need all that. But real quick, dude, it's been on my mind, dude. I want to touch on Anthony Gobert for a minute, man.
Okay.
Listen, I've been a huge fan of Anthony Gobert for and both his brothers, Aaron too. But man,
Aaron
Anthony,
and Alex,
yes. I met Aaron several times. Of course, I met Anthony several times too. I got a picture with him. I got that poster hung up on my wall.
Yep.
It
sucks.
It sucks bad. It does. And there's very few people in this world that I've seen. Actually, I'll take that back. There's nobody I've seen had. One person is close, which is Stoner, but to have the natural talent that Anthony Gobert had was just retarded.
It was he was always his own worst enemy in the best and worst ways possible.
Oh yeah.
It apparently it's no secret I'm a massive Matt Mladen fan.
Yeah.
Him and Anthony were buddies. Anthony's parents bought Matt's parents' old farm or so. I don't know what the dynamic was with that, but Anthony's dad was apparently, to Mladen's experience, was kind of abusive and that kind of thing. So Anthony, when he lost that Arian Honda ride for the DUI that he got, there was an interview that came out in, remember this? Road Racer X magazine. You remember that?
I got a whole stack of them downstairs.
Dude, I've got them all somewhere.
Yeah.
But there was an interview that they were talking about that, and the news hadn't dropped that had happened, but it had happened like 2 or 3 days before this interview hit. So he was still on Arian Honda, but he hadn't lost the ride yet because the news hadn't hit yet. So he was sitting there talking to him, and it was literally, the conversation was, he asked, he's like, hey, what is it about people saying this about you? And he beat around the bush, and like the journalist was saying, like, hey, he kind of like took a step back, but he put it on, people are just jealous of what I can do on a motorcycle. And it didn't address any of the actual addiction disease that he had. So it is a disease. Mm-hmm. We all have, like, everyone on the planet has fought this disease.
We got our own demons.
Yeah, everyone has their own demons. Yep. And everyone has fought this disease in one way or the other. Yeah. Some people are more successful than others. Yeah. So that addiction that disease that he had, that he kept fighting, what up, dude?
What up, homie?
What up, homie?
What up?
But like that disease that he was fighting, he may not have had the support that he needed. I remember Carl Fogarty talking about racing him at Monza. He goes, he was doing things on a super bike that I didn't think were possible. And that's Carl Fogarty saying that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just hearing that come out of that man's mouth. It's just like, whoa, okay. And, and on a ZX7, a Yestertech ZX7 at the time. And he bounced around Europe, like Ben Bostrom talking about, we'd leave a party and he'd jump in his motorhome and go drive from like Bologna to the south of Italy, like even more south, to go find some bars at 2-3 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like, it was an incredible talent that had he had maybe more than just his brothers around him, the story may have ended differently. I'll never sit there and take away from the fact that man was beyond talented. And he could probably be one of the most talented road racers of all time.
I think so.
Like, the demons that he fought, they won most of the time, and it sucks.
It does.
Like, because right before he passed, there was something, you probably saw it bouncing around Facebook, some documentary somebody was trying to sell about it. See, dude?
Really?
Yeah, like, I'll see if I can find it again, but it was just like, it was weird. Like, it was him talking about stuff, and you could tell he wasn't in a good way. And it was just really weird. It was weird timing. Like, Aaron had said, okay, he's, the family had released, like, hey, he's in hospice, he's in, into life care and stuff. And then all of a sudden that comes out. It's like, this is weird, And I don't know. I seriously doubt the family had anything to do with it, but it was somebody else trying to, make a quick buck off somebody. But just, hell, he won on a Bimota.
Bro, not only win by the Bimota, he won by like 15 seconds on that thing. It's like,
because all that was a TL1000 with an Italian motor or something, or Italian frame on it or something.
Yeah, it's the Go show, man. We'll never forget to go. I got one of his hang on.
Yep.
One of his first helmets right here.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I bought this from somebody, and he's got a gay GSXR sticker on the back that I got to take off.
Yeah. Could be worse.
It could be.
It could be
nothing against Suzuki, but
no,
it don't belong on a Gobert helmet. God damn it!
I will always be a Suzuki fan. That's just the way.
Listen, I like Suzukis, man. I've had several. Absolutely, I like them.
I have beat the daylights out of an 03 SV650. I bought it that was my first street bike. I bought it with 7,200 miles on it. I parked it in 2015 with 75,000 on it. That's got 20 track days on it. I beat the ever-loving piss out of that thing on the street. The motor's never been open. I've never adjusted the valves. It honestly,
keeps on ticking.
Kept on. It took a licking, kept on ticking. Like again, I will always defer to an SV650. I love those things. They're so much fun.
They are. They're a lot of fun.
They're very slow.
They reminded me when they first come out. I was like, dude, all they did was make a little mini TLS.
Yeah, it was a little TLS, and they went after the monster market. And, not a lot of people could afford a Ducati at the time. They still can't, but, whatever. But, I mean, it was half the price of a monster, and you got 98, 95% of the, performance that it was.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, all right. And, again, like the JHS guys over in England, the stuff that they're getting out of that bike
is retarded.
Out of a third gen, they're getting reliable 103 out of it.
I know. Bro.
Granted, he's also putting he's machining down 1290 Super Duke cranks to make it
I was
work.
Gonna say, he's putting in,
GSXR oil coolers and everything else. It's like I would love to have the ability to afford one of his motors, but it's not going to happen.
Absolutely not going to happen, dude. Next time I go there, I'd love to go there and actually go to JHS.
I'd love to go over there and just say hi.
Yeah,
big fan. This is what I'm on. This is what I'm
dude.
on.
So at work, dude, they actually ordered a part from us. This has been several years ago. Come in, I was like JHS. I was like, shut the fuck up. Just to be sure, I went on the computer and looked up the address. I was like, well, goddamn, it is right. So I hand wrote a note. I was like, bro, I'm a huge fan from America. Blah blah blah. All this shit. Yeah,
I think Parrish sold him some body work.
Really?
I think Parrish sent a couple of sets of body work over there. So I'm pretty sure. For everyone listening that doesn't know who I'm talking about, Chris Parrish, he sent some body work over there. So I think he's had body work go around the Isle of Man. So
nice.
Builder of SV650 and R7 race body work, now doing 675 Triumphs, and I think he's doing 660 RS stuff now.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to have him on.
He's in Vegas right now with Beth. Happy birthday, Beth.
Happy birthday, Beth.
She's turning double 20 this week. So happy birthday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's doing he's waiting on a GSX 8R to show up because he's like, I need one to do body work. So yeah,
he'll knock him out too.
Oh, it's so good. But going to his shop's really funny because it's just him. And it's like a big barn, like big. It's a barn. And he's like, here's this, that, and the other thing. When I went and picked mine up, I was like, hey, it's, he's sitting there showing me how he does it, grab a beer and hang out.
Yeah.
So it's a good time. Awesome. Chris is awesome. Like Chris, that dude knows more about endurance racing, SVs, and pretty much anything than.
Is he far from you?
No, he's 25.
Look, I'll tell you what, dude. We'll have to, man. I have to get me on a plane ticket. Come out here and spend the weekend with you on the weekend. We'll go out there and
come on. Like he's not far. Like you come out. We'll get in some shenanigans.
Oh, for sure. 110%.
I got buddies. I got buddies. We'll sit there and do a motocross or a MotoGP day.
Let's do it. We can do it 110%. Jason Doss, what is up, man? And then Arai Ray, what is up, bro?
What up, dude?
Yo,
Arai rides with us at Fastline.
Oh, nice. And then Jason said he's seen that on Facebook. He was talking about a bar fight. I guess he's referring to Gobert, man.
Yeah. Well,
he's been in a lot of fights, right? Shout out to Thermos Man Mike. Yep, yes, he is awesome.
Thermos Man suspension setup. That man, if you get your suspension set up by Thermos Man, you might actually add value to your motorcycle if you're trying to sell it. So yeah, it's Thermos Man knows what he's doing. He's very good.
Who is he on Facebook?
No, he works with Sport Bike Track Time a lot in the Southeast. Go to anywhere a race, you say, hey, I need Thermos Man's number. I guarantee you 15 people have it. So yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's really awesome. So yeah. Next year or this year. What are you thinking? Super Sport's gonna be stacked.
Bro, listen. Super Sport is the most stacked class we have in Moto America.
It's gonna be dumb. And as much as I love that, do you understand how pumped I am? JD is on a BMW next year.
I know, me too,
dude.
Man. I'm so glad to see him back.
He's been at NCM doing track days. You always know when JD rolls in because he's got his van and he just kind of rolls in low key. I'm like, oh, JD's here. Everybody ready for a show? And he'll roll that R6 out. It's just it's a stock R6 with suspension and just bare gray race plastic. He pulls that Estenson suit on, throws that helmet on, and it's like there's like 2 or 3 guys that'll jump in with him and run with him. But we've had to explain to some of the corner workers that, hey, this guy is a professional. He is a national champion. He has raced in Europe with the best. Yeah. He knows what he's doing. Calm down. Don't black flag him for close passes. He ain't gonna hurt nobody. Yeah. Just let him go.
Just let him do his thing.
Just like him and like it's that whole Kentucky Rat Pack rolling in, like him and Hayden Gillum and Jake Lewis and all those boys. They'll show up at NCM weekend, just like get some seat time in, and forget it. Like, it's a show.
I bet it's a good time to hang out in the paddock too, for sure.
Watching Hayden Gillum on that super bike that Disrupt Racing super bike coming to turn 1, full opposite lock at about 20 miles an hour faster than everyone. It's a religious experience if you've never seen it close.
I bet. It's same thing Cadwell Park, right? Oh, religious for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then Ross says there ain't no telling what JD Beach will pull off this year. You're right.
I'm calling top 5.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm calling top 5.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's
it's
going to be great, man. Racing's going to be good across all boards, as I stated earlier.
Yeah,
it's going to be, man, dude,
it's going to be fun,
dude. Super sport, and then Dominic Dole's in the twins class.
Yeah, Dominic, he did it last year too. There's a lot. I haven't seen a whole lot of movement going up. I know. Did Alessandro De Mario? Is he moving up?
I haven't heard yet.
I don't know. I know he's been on one because he's passed me on a twins.
Oh yeah, he's been on. Yeah.
He, but like I don't know who all's going to be in it next year. Twins Cup's my favorite to watch, just because like those are the bikes that I'm interested in. Those are the bikes that I'm most like. I like the most. Yeah. Like it's they're they're super bike light. It's like you've got your super sports stuff, and that's just pretty much almost. It's more in between stock 1000 and super bike, but. Twins Cup is super bike light. No, Blake Davis is running super sport on the bobblehead R6.
N2, yep.
Yeah, N2 bobblehead moto R6. Yep. Bobblehead, those guys are the best. We were camped next to them GNF 2022, and they were hanging out. And is he moving up? Sweet. But they were hanging out with us and fed us and everything. I was like, all right, yeah, you guys win. Now here's it's literally Rocco Landers, Matthew Skoltz, and Blake hanging out over here. They've got this massive motor home, big truck and everything, and it's just me and my dad in the little camper. We're like, hi guys.
Hi guys.
Hi, sorry if we're in the way. We don't want to bug you guys. I'm like, no, you're fine. The guy cooking was like, here, I got extra food. Take it. I'm like, yes.
Awesome.
We will take everything you can give us.
Everything. Let's get it. Yeah, dude, I was fortunate when I went to obviously Jersey. Big shout out to Robert and Tasha Lackey, man. They fed us dinner. We actually got to eat dinner with Batty, which was awesome. And then Curtis Woodworth, dude, big shout out to him. Every time I walk by, he's like, are you hungry? I'm like, I'm starving. Chef Eats. Big shout out to Chef Eats.
Oh,
boom. Here it is, right? Yeah, boom. It is. Yeah, man.
Well, we got to get you. If you get to, I don't know, I know we're rolling the motorhome down. I don't know if we're going to, we'll probably have food, but T3OB, whenever you stop by, if you're a barber, come on. Because we always come get food, man. Like we've had it. The T3OB is the team I'm part of. So that's the team shirt. So it's a good time. We do stock 1000 with Trevor Watson. I know you've got him coming up in March, I think.
I do. And you know what, dude? I need one of those team shirts, Trevor Watson.
You gotta holler at him. He's got them all. I think we're getting, I don't know. I'm waiting on the new ones. I'm waiting to see what the new ones are.
Don't worry, Trevor. If you're listening or when you do listen and you hear this message, I need a shirt, brother, man.
He designed this one. He knocked it out of the park. He's designed up all of them.
Yep,
so
I like it.
It's always a good time. And we've got, I think Sloppy's on the back. So yeah, our Sloppy Sloth. So
that's awesome.
It's always a good
time.
Dude. T3OB, it's such a good team, dude. Like I'm so lucky to be a part of it. Like Trevor and I, it was me and Trevor. Trevor was going down to get points because it was, sitting around with some buddies watching Moto America one year. And he goes, I can do that. And sure as shit, he had his bike and got it Moto America ready to the Euro Wira to get signed off. And it was me and him first weekend. And it's like, now I'm like the gear guy for him, take care of his helmet and hey, what else do you need? Blah, blah, blah. And I will always thank that man just because it was a dream to be part of a team in the paddock, and I got to be a part of it.
That's awesome.
So real happy. So definitely shout out to Trevor and Robert and all of them. So,
yeah, I know. I can't wait to meet all these guys in Atlanta, man. It's going to be so much fun.
Hey, if we're not racing, it's like, granted, I know I'm probably going to be helping Ryan, but if they're not racing, it's a party.
Oh, yeah.
There are stories I'm not going to tell on here.
No, that's fine.
It's not a good day. It's not. It doesn't paint anybody in a good light.
Right. That's okay. We'll have those conversations off camera for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Dude, yeah, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be so much fun, dude. And listen, real quick, dude. Big shout out to my girl Cora Leonard.
Yes,
bro, dude, was that awesome?
That was awesome. That's awesome. I'm so pumped for that.
Dude, she sent me that message. So everybody, I put out that post on Facebook. She sent me that message where she's like, looky what I did. I put your pin of gas on my leathers. And I was like, you made my day. Like, and then she told me she's going to do it, put stickers on her bikes and on her t-shirts. And I was like,
that's so good. That's awesome. She's awesome. I think my roommate Adam's going to go down and help her set everything up. I think that's how it's going to go. So we're going to figure something out.
Yeah, I do, because me and Ryan. So I told her that I would help her for a weekend, and then Ryan, when he called me after the podcast, like, "Dude, I'm so sorry, blah blah." I was like, "Dude, no worries, bro. We'll do a retake. It's no issue.
It's all good."
So I told him that he told me he wants me to help him one weekend too. Man, it'd be an honor, absolute honor.
I'll be there at Road Atlanta, so I know that.
Well, I'm gonna be there too, 110%.
It'll be a party.
Yep, it's definitely. And then Jersey, I'll be at Jersey. I'm trying to make
to Jersey. I'm not doing that one.
Nah,
I'm gonna sit back and watch if it's not raining.
Yeah,
unless I'm racing that weekend. I don't know. We'll see.
Man, it's only a 6-hour drive for me. It's not that.
Yeah, it's a 12 for me.
Yeah, I know. Well, you can drive to my house, and then I can drive there.
I mean, there's that too, but we'll figure something.
We'll figure something out. Yeah, dude, it's going to be good, man. Listen, this whole thing just turned into this big.
Hey,
like I kind of figured it would turn into just talking shit, man.
Yeah, just talking shit. We'll talk about my racing here in a little while, whenever we get to that point. And, we'll go from there.
Yeah, we're actually going to get into that. So, how did you transform? Obviously, you went to corner marshal and then just track day enthusiast, and just been doing it ever since.
Did track days. Try to do at least 2 track days a year for the longest, just to do it and be that guy. And then I had a dear friend of mine, Dallas. He and I we found out about Twins Cup starting. And I remember we were sitting on the roof of my house.
Drinking beer.
Sharing a bottle of tequila, and which is even dumber. So we're sitting on the roof of my house with a bottle of tequila going, Twins Cup? Twins Cup. The whole basketball thing, right?
Yeah.
So his dad had a bike, and we're like, all right, cool. We called him. We're drunk. His dad's drunk. So it's like, we're going to talk him. Oh, this is going to be real easy to talk him into letting us use this thing. So sure enough, he's like, yeah, come get it. If, this, that, and the other thing. And so we were getting that plan together. So I told Dallas, I'm like, do you want to race? I mean, you can race and I'll help out. Or he looked at me and goes, nah, you're racing. I was like, okay, whatever. And then literally 6 weeks to 2 months later, he was gone. Lost him. He passed away. And that hit hard because that was my best friend. We were racing together and everything else. And so I ended up, because of that, figuring some stuff out and pushing a little bit harder than I usually do. And I bought the bike from his dad. I got an SV and a Zuma. And the Zuma, the quick Zuma story, this thing, I have been more hurt on this Zuma than I've ever been hurt in any other sport that I've ever done. 25 years of martial arts fighting, college cheerleading, the whole 9 yards. I have never been more hurt on the than on this Zuma. Granted, we were really drunk every time we rode it, but got that and just started. It was like, all right, well, we were going to do this, and now it's, time waits for no man. So it's like, we're going to go do this now. And did my first race February 2022, and, went on from there. Moved up from novice to expert the next year for this past year, was a white plate expert for the first time. And oh my God, was that a massive learning curve. So,
look who dude, sorry, look who it is. It's Trevor. What is up, dude? Trevor, I just got done telling Daniel I need a shirt, bro. I need a shirt, homie.
Team shirt.
Yep, I need a team shirt to wear on the podcast.
But so, just figuring stuff out as we go. I've got some buddies that race, not as much as I did the last couple of years, but I've got some buddies that are doing some club racing every once in a while, and just that, and trying to figure out what we're going to do this coming year. So I got to rebuild the motor and get it freshened up. So, but yeah, just pushing, helping Trevor when he does Moto America, and then helping Ryan whenever he does, when he's close and I can do that, or Cora, whoever. Coaching at fast line track days, and just trying to stay on the bike as much as I can. So, hey, just trying to, man, having a good time. It's always a good time on motorcycles.
Always on two wheels. Ain't nothing like it, man. Yeah, that's awesome. So, are you're CCS?
Wira. Doing Wira. Right. The mid central region usually, just because that's a lot closer. And I work for a living. I got to be on work at Monday, so I can't really travel big distances to go race. So and it's something fun. I do it for fun. I do it because it's awesome. Racing is the best drug you can ever do. So I'll do 5 to 7 races a year usually. This year I might not race as much just because I got house projects I got to pay for, and vacation and everything else. So it's just, we're gonna play it by ear. I'm trying endurance racing this year, so I'm a little nervous about that. So I'm gonna do the 4-hour endurance at Cycle Jam in May with a buddy of mine, with at least one friend of mine, Adam. We're gonna see if we get anybody else that's part of the crew that wants to come do it.
When in May?
Cycle Jam. So it's May. Hang on, I've got the schedule right here. No, not that folder. Hang on. Where are we at? May 24th.
Shit, I might be able to make that.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
Road Atlanta.
Yeah, I might be able to make that. Dude.
Yeah, it's a Friday, so it's the 4-hour endurance after the lightweight stuff, and it's going to be, we're running the lightweight, we're going to run the SV, and it's going to be, in talking with Giacomo a little bit on the show. I haven't really talked to him after, anywhere else. It's like, and he said, just got to keep plugging away. And I've talked to Parrish about it a little bit, and he's like, dude, I'll help you 100%. I got everything you need. I'm like, all right, cool, done. Greg from Chiefs Racing Team, I've talked to him. I'm getting pistons from him, and just trying to get all the things together now that I've done 2 years of sprint racing. Now that I've got friends in the paddock now, it's like, okay, cool. I'm going to go do this. Any free advice that anybody can give me, it'd be great. So,
don't crash.
Yeah, there's that. Stay on the bike.
Pin the gas, right?
Yeah,
don't crash, pin the gas. Yeah.
Don't crash. Don't wide it up. And if you do crash, make sure it's a low side and you don't make the thing tumble. But
well, dude, listen, I would love to, dude. If I can make it, I would love to be part of the team and help you guys out, dude. For sure.
We've got people coming down, but yeah, come on. It's Cycle Jam, dude. It's always a party. This is the big national, the first big national of the year. So it's like Taylor Knapp shows up, dude. Like Taylor Knapp comes up, gets some BMW and some Dunlop contingency money, and then leaves.
And he's out. He's like, I'm out.
He's like, okay, I'm gonna go destroy everybody and then go home. Funny Taylor Knapp story. We're at Talladega for an end of the year, and I'm yellow plate. Like, I'm a novice. I'm doing okay. Like, all right, there's nobody there. Like, it's like maybe 50 people racing total. He's sitting up in the tower and he's talking to the officials and everything. And I walk up. I can't remember what I was doing. I walk up and Taylor's sitting in there, and the official looks at me and she goes, well, brother out. And I go, him? She goes, yeah. I go, well, and I was kind of like, am I racing you? She goes, yeah, he needs to know somebody else to race with him. I'm like, well, granted, first off, I'm on an SV. So if we want to make this interesting, I'm going to start on the start line. You start at turn 1, and I give you 3 laps to catch me. I was like, you probably still do it, but that's the race. He just kind of laughed, and I'm like, yeah, right. Like, I'm going to try and keep up with you. Get out of here. Like, that's not even a race. Like, that's a track session. That's a track day session with a starting procedure. Like, get out of here.
That's a fact. Erica says, hell yeah, we have been so lucky to know you, Daniel.
Erica, hey, look, Erica and David and Ryan and all of them. Hey,
dude, they're awesome. I love them, dude. They're so great. They're
such good people.
I can't wait to see them again.
Erica was helping me and was feeding me and Dad too at GNF. Like, she was like, get over. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not. Don't get mad at me. So yeah, but no, she's great. Like, that whole family's great. Ryan, I'm super pumped for Ryan.
Me too.
You know, just to see what he's gonna do.
Me too, man.
That Junior Cup's deep though.
Yeah, it is.
He'll be fine. I ain't worried about it.
Yeah.
Like, I had that conversation with Erica when they first got that bike. That first time they got that Junior Cup bike. She's like, I don't know. I'm like, look, give him 2 years in this, and then he's gonna make a jump to something really fast, because I know how this kid is. Once he learns how to race in a pack, he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
She's like, okay. Yeah. So no, Erica's great. Erica and David, I've got a really good picture of all of us. We were doing the track walk at Barber this year, and like, we're all walking in. We all took a picture right there at Pit Inn, like a bunch of us. David's in his cowboy hat and all that mess. So yeah, it was a good time. It's always a good David and Eric and Ryan, all of them's always a good hang.
Yeah, so that's something we're gonna have to do. Erica and David and everybody's is get a group photo this year in Atlanta.
Oh, we'll do that. That's gonna happen.
100%. Jason Doss again says, I'm in if you need another rider. I'm doing 40 there on the R7.
Hey, look, okay, hang on. I might reach out to you. Let me see if we need somebody. Let me see who all we've got going, and we might chat.
That's right.
Because that's a lot faster than me on the SV.
Right.
Granted, I didn't have the suspension set up just right, and the motor was really tired. So, you go into turn 7 and at Road Atlanta, and then you go into like turn 6 at Barber, and you go to the gas, and everyone else leaves, and you stay in the same spot, you're having a problem. I had a conversation with Dad. Dad was like, that was tough to watch. I was like, try being on the bike.
Yeah, right. I'm opening the throttle, nothing's happening.
I'm like, where's the rest? Oh, damn it. All right, whatever. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, okay. Good. Oh, wait for me, guys. Hey.
Good chat. Yeah.
It's all good.
That's awesome. Erica again says you were a first friend in the paddock with lots of knowledge to share with us.
Look,
heart emoji. You too, Erica.
Tracks. I'm a massive. 100%. Look at that. You've got the animation and everything.
Dude, I didn't do that.
I didn't. Yes, you did. You do that.
Dude, that's dope. I didn't know I could do that. Look at that.
That's a weird superpower to have, but okay.
I'm spreading all the love like I always do.
It's a weird superpower, but okay. But like, anybody with an SV that I see at the racetrack that has a question, if I can answer it, I will more than willing to talk. Like, I scumbagged a buddy of mine to buy an SV because he was on an FZ9 or an FZ8. The first track day he shows up, it's a purple FZ08, great looking bike. I'm like, this thing's awful pretty to bring out here. What are you doing? He's like, man, it's the only bike I got. So he ended up actually low siding it, scratched it up a little bit, but it was fine. I told him, like, you need to get an SV. He goes, okay. So I sent him like 2 that another buddy of mine, Brian Mullins, was selling. And I was like, here, these are 2 you need to talk to me about. Literally that week went up and bought one. I'm like, oh no. Oh God. All right, cool. Now now I know what we're doing. So yeah, and he's loved it. He's like, it's been a journey. I'm like, yeah, but this is what happens when you get stuff like this. We're racing, we're racing paperweights. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's awesome. I love it.
It's
SVs. Granted, yeah, I know that I will eventually have to get on something else, but the SVs for like a good pair of old boots,
Hard to give up.
Oh, they're horrible. It's difficult. They're so much fun.
It's like putting a dog down. You're like, oh,
yeah,
I don't want to do it.
Exactly how it is. It's like I'm slowly collecting like SV parts, and I've got 2 SVs in the garage. And it's like, what am I gonna do? Okay, crap. All right, we'll figure this out. So, but no, they're great. I will die on that hill too.
I mean, they're the proper bikes ever since they come out. Suzuki needs to come out with all the manufacturers need to come out with another proper cheap bike.
Well, cheap is relative, but like with the new stuff coming out, like the middleweight size naked class has exploded, which is awesome. Like, I wish Honda would do something with the Hornet here racing.
Yeah.
I wish. Like, you'll have to put a little work in it, but the motor apparently is amazing. Like, it's still running a 1.6, it's still running a 5-inch rear wheel, so you're gonna have to put a 5.5 or a 6 on it. But the motor itself, because again, Honda's a motor company, it's really good. I would love for Honda to bring the Hornet over and homologate it for Twins Cup, because hey, that's what's selling. They're gonna sell if that Trans out that they've got coming now, that baby adventure bike, they're going to sell 1 million of those things here. Dude. So it's like, bring the Hornet over and let's run. So I would, again, heck, I'd race one. Yeah, if they homologated it in a heartbeat, I'd be on one. But they got to bring it over and they got to homologate it.
Another bike I would love to see him revise, dude, is the DRZ 400 SM, dude.
That bike's a tank. They ain't gonna change nothing.
Dude, they need to, man. They need a fuel injection, make it lighter, give it more CCs, a 180 rear tire on it.
That tooling's been paid for 30 years. You know how much it cost them to build that bike? $4.
Right, still to this day. Oh, the prices went up. So
to build that thing. They sell it for
$6.15.
$6,500 brand new, and it's still selling a bunch of them. Like, come on. I don't like. Would I love a proper supermoto class again, other than this 701 thing that everybody's doing now? Right. Sure, but supermoto was supposed to be the next big thing 20 years ago. Yeah. It lasted 5 years, and
I don't know why.
Where's it all at?
Yeah, I wish.
I want one. Everybody uses them for training. I'm fingers crossed I'll be able to build one this year, just because they're fun. I got a buddy of mine, Jay. He let me ride his ancient, it's like 01 525 KTM on the track, and I was like, this thing is way too much fun.
Yeah, they're a blast.
The top speed drops considerably, but the absolute just sheer madness quadruples.
Oh, dude, because you're never those things, dude.
You're never going to tuck the front. You can just stay pinned everywhere, and it weighs 200 pounds.
And you're making like 1,600s look retarded through a corner, but as soon as it's straightaway, you're done.
Forget it. You get on the straightaway, it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, fine. See ya.
And then they jump on the brakes,
they're on the brakes, and you're still wide open going bomb. See ya.
They're on the brakes, I'm still on the gas, and you go down 2, and it's like, all right, cool, this will be fun.
Just lob it in.
It's so supermoto to me. Watching S1GP on YouTube, it's those guys. Oh, those guys it's just wild. Like fully paved supermoto tracks. It's a paved motocross track, and it's just I'm looking at it from like the racetrack's perspective. I'm like, how do you make jumps and berms out of concrete and make it work? And absolutely, I'm like, how did you pour that? Like, what? How does that work? But it's, Belgium and Italy and all that nut mess. So it's like, all right, cool. But no, they're so much fun. They're so good.
They are. So Erica says Ryan wants a supermoto too. But listen, the best supermoto I ever owned is I actually found it had like 1,800 miles on it, or 1,400 miles. An SXV 550 approved.
Yeah. Before did they do the head thing where you didn't have to rebuild it every 25 hours?
The original it had come with orange sealant from the factory, so it would blow the head gasket. You send it off to Nolan would fix it. Bob. But the one I had already been done. It's already been gone through, right?
Have you tried to find one of those lately?
Bro, I got a brand new subframe hanging in my garage. I actually need to sell for one. But dude, listen, I'm gonna tell you, I've had 3 supermotos. I had the DRZ 400 SM, the Husqvarna 610 SM, and the Aprilia. By far it was in a different league altogether.
Well, they made it illegal for motocross because they had guys that were going to run the 450 and put motocross, like dirt tires on it. Motocross.
They have a 450 SXV.
Yeah, they were going to take the 450 and put the 21 and the 19 on it and go run it for motocross. And they're like, no, you don't get to do that because it was a V twin. But yeah, I remember we had a guy in Wera racing one when they first came out, because Wera had a motard class for forever, and literally he was on that, and it was like the bike was fast. He wasn't as fast as the motorcycle, just to put it that way, but the bike was awesome. It looked real, it looked real good.
Listen, it's but once I talked to Nolan about I said, dude, what's the true cost on this thing, as far as maintenance go? Because I do a lot of maintenance work. He said every 2,500 miles you had to pull the motor to adjust the valves. And I'm like, you got to pull the motor to adjust it. He's like, yeah, every 2,500 miles, it was like almost 5,000 miles. You had to do a complete motor rebuild.
Yeah, no.
Which is like, the parts alone were like almost $4,000. I was like, holy shit, dude. And so I was talking to one of the Aprilia guys in Texas, and he told me, he's like, they should have never released that bike for the public, for the street, because it is an absolute strung out 550 race bike is what it is. That's why it's cost so much. So yeah, I rode the shit out that thing until it was time for a major service, and then I saw
not my problem.
Not my problem, right? But I told the guy, right, as I was like, look, it's due for a major service, blah, blah. He's like, I don't care, I want it. I'm like, okay, you get it.
Fine.
But that thing, bro, was a fucking fourth gear, wheelies, no problem, all day long, dude. It was just retarded.
I want to ride one of these new 698 hypermotards.
Yeah, me too.
I want to ride one of those bad.
Yeah.
Granted, like I'm also a super hooligans nerd too. I love that. Like a Twins Cup and the hooligans class are my two favorite classes to watch. I'm a naked bike dork. I
love naked bikes too, man.
Like my street bike and my instructor bike is an S1000 single arm.
Yeah.
Like I love naked bikes. So watching the hooligans class, it's like, I don't know. I'm probably not going to make a Twins Cup grid. Let's just be honest. I can make
super hooligans.
Super hooligans. I know I can make the grid for that. So, so I was sitting there like, bouncing around ideas, just thinking, do a hypermotard or something. Hell, they had a guy with an ancient Tuono, like a 2004 or 5 Aprilia Tuono on the grid at Coda. I'm like, oh,
this is what we're doing.
That in. All right, let's go. Because those old V-twin Tuonos are wild.
Dude, they're a beast.
Oh, God. A buddy of mine had one. I rode it for like 30 minutes, and I was like, I'm going to have to get off of this. He goes, why? I was like,
I'm going to jail.
One, I am going to go to jail. Like, I just need to, like, if you're
going to crash it.
Like, I'm going to need to go to the jail. Just go to the police station. Here's my license. I'll be back in an hour. Have my cell ready. Right. Like that, or I'm going to loop this thing out, and I'm going to wad it up, and I'm going to wad me up. And we're not going to do that. So, like, the front end felt weird, but I got to learn. I mean, it's an Aprilia talking to you. I got to learn how to speak Aprilia. But, I mean, if super hooligans, I love that class. Watching watching Andy DeBrino on an 890 Duke do what he did, like.
And my man Hot Mazzata won the championship.
Hey, he won that the air cooled on the Chief with Roland Sands building. Like that bike. Like I saw a video of that bike today. That bike looked real. Like that bike looked
proper,
fast.
Yes.
So, but again, like I love the super hooligan stuff. Like we were talking about baggers last time. Like to me, it's still like watching Shaq shoot free throws. But that's what people come to see. Like when they did the first year, seeing the change in the crowd of people that were at Road Atlanta. Like these are the people that they have been trying for years to try and get to come to a race. And it literally, like, the crowd was 30% bigger right off the rip. So it's like, you can make fun of it. We can talk about it. That's what's bringing the eyeballs.
It's good for the sport.
And it's great for the sport. Like, Superbike's amazing. Superbike will always be amazing. My dad has the best analogy for racing superbikes. It's an exercise in emergency management. It's literally, you're going from one emergency to another, and it's just got a really nice straightaway in between it. But I mean, baggers, it's just a little bit. If you crash it, you got to walk a little bit further to go pick it up because of the momentum and the weight. But that's what's bringing it in. Like how big did the grid get from the first year to this year? Now next year, you got Ruben Zaus coming in,
bro.
Like, excuse me,
bro.
Like, huh?
Let's go.
Rocco Landers is Hayden Gilliam's teammate this year.
Bagger.
Rispoli's the factory Harley guy with
Travis
with Travis. Was it Travis or Kyle?
Kyle and Travis. Yeah.
But like, is Rispoli's the factory guy? Hayden's got the #1 plate. Hayden. I will always be a fan of that guy. I've been watching that kid since he was 15.
Yeah, I like him too.
Like, and then Rocco's on that. Like Rocco on that bike, I don't know if he's got enough weight on him to move that thing around the way he probably should, but he'll learn it. And then everybody else that's coming in, You've still got Jeremy and Tyler O'Hara. Tyler O'Hara's been racing heavy bikes like that since the XR 1200 days.
We got Williams.
Tyler O'Hara reaching forward, grabbing Michael Barnes and pulling himself forward at the last race of the year. Go find that.
I will.
Race. God. I remember watching that race on TV, and I was just like, what just happened? It's on flat track thing. Because you do that in flat track. You grab, pull yourself forward, and there we go. He did that live in front of the camera is literally right there. And you're not going to hide this. Like, you literally see him reach forward, grab Barney by the shoulder, and pull himself forward. It's just, and Barney loses his mind. And he's like, you just like, what? Pointing at him and everything else. And you're just like, oh my God, what just happened? It's like, we don't have that. And, there's 7 wide going to the King at Daytona the next year. It's like, oh, God. Ugh. See, it's like heavy, slow bikes always make the best racing, unfortunately.
Yeah, they do. So, I agree with that. I do.
Here's what it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. But yeah, man, it's that's all you can say about the bagger class, man. It is good racing.
It's always racing.
It brings more spectators and it's just it's a super bike class is what it is.
It's a super bike budget.
Well, yeah, but and if you don't have the budget, what's the point of even showing up to race, right?
Yeah, it's a super bike budget with the bikes that these guys sell the most of. Like, unfortunately, there for a minute, like Harley's best-selling motorcycle was the Hover Round that they put a V-twin on. It's like the trike. It's like, and I was working at a dealer at the time. I worked at a Harley dealer for like a year and a half. Like, those people are beyond loyal. I don't know how, but like, the bikes are good. The paint quality is great. The build quality has gotten better. It's just the fact that these guys are wanting to race these things now. I'm like, all right, y'all have at it. It's like racing a bus, but all right.
I wonder how that conversation started. He's like, hey, man, I tell you what, hold my beer and watch this. Let's go race some fucking baggers.
No, this is exactly what happened. They were racing them in Utah. They were road racing them at Miller or whatever it's called now. So they had a little specs, like a race series there, and they were racing those, and they were racing Dynas because they had a Dyna class, like the old Harley Dyna FXR and everything else. They had that, and then that video came out of that guy ripping Mulholland on a Dyna. Just
tearing it up, yep.
Just blasting through Mulholland on this Dyna, and everybody's like, what's going on? And they started racing, and they had the hooligan flat track thing, and then they were like, maybe we can road race these things. Hang on. So like Fueling and Trask and a bunch of companies were like, let's see what happens. So they built the motors and put some half decent suspension in it, put 17-inch wheels on it, and said, let's see what happens. And here we are.
They're on slicks.
Now they're on slicks, and they're turning lap times at Road America that are super sport lap times.
That's insane.
They're hitting the trap speeds there because of the big fairing. If you can get in a draft and you get about 4 guys together working together, trap speed on that thing's going to be 185. And I don't know if I want to sit there and I'm glad I'm not the brake calipers on that thing, trying to slow that damn thing down.
Facts, right?
God, like,
oh, shit.
Just throw out the anchor and let's hope we stick. And it's like trying to turn a aircraft carrier is what it feels like. I'd love to ride one. If I had the opportunity to ride one on a track day, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah,
but
guarantee me you come off of it with a smile like, holy shit, dude, that thing is.
Get me away from this thing. I can't afford it. Let's just go from there.
It's funny, man, because every time one of my buddies say like, hey man, I'll let you ride my bike, and I'm like, okay, cool, hell yeah, I've never crashed one of these before.
No,
like,
what?
Wait, yeah, wait, what? I'm like, I'm just joking.
You ain't doing that. There will be none of that C word around me. Thank you.
Right, there'll be none of that. Yeah,
none of that.
Good stuff, man, dude. Yeah. Listen, bro. We're almost 2 hours into this.
Like, I mean, what we doing? Like, I'm down for whatever. Like, I'm down to go longer. Like, you're the one that's got to upload this.
Yeah, I know.
That's how big the file is.
Yeah, I know. So we'll stay on for a few more minutes. Obviously, we'll
shout. I got to shout some people out here later too. So.
Yeah, you're a co-host anyway, right? Well, listen, we'll do a part 2 of this. We'll come back on and do exactly what we're doing. Yeah. Actually, we need to get Ryan Rawls and all 3 of us do a race review and all that.
Oh God, either that or like either a race review or a live, discussion.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, yeah. He's down too.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% down. I've been trying to get somebody to do that with me for years.
Yeah, we'll do it. So, we're doing it now. Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah, but yes, we will. And then my man Ben Lee, what is up,
what
brother,
up,
man? He says, "What's up, guys? Took a break from working and saw you on PTG. I'll catch up with you later on. Enjoy it, and thanks for your passion and dedication to the greatest sport known to man, and ladies as well. Absolutely,
absolutely,
absolutely. So yeah, listen, Daniel, I want to get into some personal questions. What does Daniel do away from work and all that good stuff?
Hang out with the goddaughters because Dallas passing away, I became de facto father figure. So I hang out with them, movies, video games, read, try and get away from work as much as I can.
Facts.
As soon as I walk in the door at the house or their house, I don't want to deal with work. If it's an emergency, call me. If it's not, I'll deal with it tomorrow.
Right. No, so, you're right. And you're a co-host on Pin to Gas.
Come in Pin to, co-host on this.
Yep. So, books. What books are you reading now? Because Daniel actually turned me on to. I read the Andrea Bourdain and the Anthony Bourdain and the that Matthew Greenlight was fucking proper, bro. God damn, that was good.
I'm going through the Dave Grohl book.
I haven't read that yet. I'm
going through that, and then I'm going through the second Anthony Bourdain book. I think is what it is. And then I'm doing the fiction that I'm reading is The Night Manager. So it was an Amazon series that they based the series off of this book. So I've watched the series and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do the book now. Let's see how this goes. So it's been really good. It's been really good.
Good. So I just got done listening to the Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
I'm Your Huckleberry, which was decent. It was a good book. I've always been a fan of Val Kilmer, right?
Well, you got to be a fan of him in Tombstone. Like he makes that.
The Doc, dude. You kidding me? Dude. Doc Holliday, bitch. Yeah. That and the Iceman and Top Gun. Come on, man.
Yeah,
for sure, right? And then I got my next book. I finished Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, but the next one that's on my list that I already got is Gutnier Steiner, the guy that just left Haas.
The guy that just left Haas,
yeah. I got his autobiography
on
to listen to. Yeah, man, it's me and you, we love to read. We're a lot alike in more ways. We really are. Reading's a lot of fun. So music, Daniel,
man,
what's on the playlist?
Dude, the playlist goes from the best way to describe my music taste is schizophrenia. Like it's wild. Like I'll go I will go from like Lil Wayne, No Ceilings, to Sean James, the whole collection, to like Boney James and smooth jazz, to Diplo, to like Wookie, and it's like it's like you scroll through, it's like Chris Stapleton. Okay, cool, we get that. But Butthole Surfers, okay, whatever. Are you okay? Like Tom Waits?
Yeah, right.
Look, the playlists and such. It's like I said, it's schizophrenic.
Yeah. So listen, mine too. I go from. By the way, real quick, No Ceilings is Lil Wayne's greatest work ever.
100%.
That album is the shit. But I'm like you. I love Frank Sinatra. So I got Sinatra. Oh, yeah. I go from Young Dolph to Sinatra to Wiz Khalifa to Metallica. People at work are like, what kind of fucking drugs are you on?
Metallica to Elton John.
Right.
Like it's the
Tiny Dancer, bitch. What's up, right?
Yeah. Well, Elton John, like that last Metallica thing when they redid a bunch of their songs, that 45, 50 album track thing or whatever they did. Elton John was on the played piano on the Nothing Else Matters cover. Yeah. It was him, Miley Cyrus, who killed it. I was like, what is she do? What is the we're being real now. Like, no, that track on that, they destroyed that song. Like it was wild.
She wasn't a wrecking ball on that one, huh?
No, she killed that. Anyway.
All right, so PlayStation, man. PlayStation or Xbox?
Both.
What do you have?
Both.
What do you play?
Well, I have been bouncing around. I haven't been on the PlayStation lately. That's Gran Turismo and some other little stuff. Like I'm mainly an Xbox guy. I've been playing EAFC 24 and Ride 4. I've destroyed that. I've worn that. If it was an actual physical disc, I would have worn it out by now. And then I'm on Game Pass a lot, so I picked up they redid Resident Evil 2.
Oh,
so I'm playing that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a big horror game fan, but I'm like, I'm going to get through this. So, playing that, and then, they put GoldenEye, the original GoldenEye, on Game Pass, so we got that.
Nice.
Just goofy stuff. Like, I'm a racing game guy. I'm a fighting game guy. And, like, I don't do tournaments or anything, but, I was on Ride 4. I've been number 1 on the planet a few times in Ride 4.
Nice. I just downloaded Ride 5, dude. It's awesome.
I've got to I don't want to do it on PlayStation. I want to do it on Xbox. So I'm waiting.
But it's cross-platform, so we can still play.
Yeah, we still play. But it's I've got to. I want to do it on the Series X. I just got to get to that point where I can do it. So, Ride 5 is definitely in that needs to happen.
Yeah. So I play. I'm like you. I got, well, of course, Gran Turismo. I love Assassin's Creed. All that.
Oh yeah, I'm playing through Valhalla again.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm almost done with Valhalla. I got Mirage, and then, dude. But my favorite, dude, still is. I'm a huge Spartan fan, right? So, dude, Odyssey to me was the shit, dude.
Oh yeah. Well, no, Black Flag will always be my favorite.
Well, Black Flag. See, so I played that too. I beat that back in the game, and I heard they're supposed to remake it, which is gonna be really good because it's been such a long time since I played Black Flag.
They've got the Ubisoft has a pirate game coming. It's like Bones and Sails or something.
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones, yeah. It's not redoing Black Flag. They're doing what they learned from Black Flag and putting all of that into a game, into a standalone property. So that's going to be wild.
That is going to be good, man. Absolutely going to be good. So what you eating for dinner tonight, Daniel?
I don't know yet, dude. Like I'm trying to decide if once we get done if I'm going to go work out or not. I'll probably will. I just got done and I'll be there in a minute. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel after I get done working out because I've got the trainer has a night coming for us, and it's just like, oh God. So if we get really dumb, like we did, I hit a personal best the other day. I was doing dumbbell bench press, and I got 10 reps with 95-pound dumbbells. So it's nice. Like, so I was like, okay, if we're gonna get stupid, it's I'm gonna have to eat a lot. But he's changing my diet up too, so we'll see how it goes.
Right. So what's your favorite cheat meal? Your favorite foods?
Oh, favorite cheat meal. Oh God. Well, cheat meal. If you stick a thing of Oreos in front of me, they are going to disappear. You are not going to see them again. And
I'm sorry, but
it's not my fault. Okay. You did this. You instigated this. But cheat meal, I try not to. Pizza and everything else, sure, but to a point now where it's like I've got to get to a thought process where it's like, no, I can't do that anymore. I'm in a certain place that I don't want to be at anymore. Yeah. Not be here anymore. I have to go do this.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But yeah, like pizza and Oreos,
I love pizza. Who don't love pizza, dude? Right? And pizza's really not that unhealthy for you. It's
but no. The amount of shit that's in that, it's really bad for me because I don't know when to stop. I will go through the entire thing like that.
Oh,
so I have control, but not in that area.
Dude, I'm almost at the point, man, to where people laugh at me, but I could almost be a full-fledged vegetarian.
I can't. It's not.
I could.
My thought process on it is I have family members that are vegetarian that, okay, cool, good. I do it. I can't because the amount that I would have to get protein wise, just for me to even function, I would have to eat so much that it's like
mushrooms.
I can't eat that much physically. So it's like I have to get that. I need red meat in my life.
I do. Listen, I love red meat, man. I love my steak medium, right? Dude, yeah. I just try to not eat as much meat.
Well,
right?
Yeah, but my protein wise, I have to have meat. I can't not have it. I've tried. It doesn't work. I went a week and I was like, I feel like shit.
Right?
No, we ain't doing this.
Celebrity crush. Who's your celebrity
man?
crush?
It has changed. It changes.
It always does, right? On the daily.
I will always. Okay, this one might be a little weird, but I will always have a special place in my heart for Sarah Silverman.
Okay.
So like, all right, everybody Anna de Aramis and Scarlett and all that mess, but like Jennifer Connelly from The Rocketeer. Yeah, that one. Me being the Star Wars nerd, I always Carrie Fisher, so whatever. But yeah, so Sarah Silverman, that one's you'll probably never hear that from anybody else, but yeah, that one, that one.
That's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's good stuff, man. Sarah Silverman, she's a looker.
Anyway, that's all I can say.
Good stuff, man. Favorite car? What's your favorite car? If you can pick one car to have. Nope, just one.
No, just one.
Just one.
1964 Ferrari GTO 250 LM. Like, I've got a diecast. Dad bought me a diecast years ago. Hang on. Dig it up here. It's dusty because we haven't cleaned it. All right. But there
it is.
They made like 12 of them. Like, they've got some continuation stuff where they remake the motors that are original, and all that kind of stuff. And they use some modern technology for that, but to actually do vintage racing with them, because they didn't make many of them. And you crash this thing, it's like, ripping the Mona Lisa in half. Right. So, but it's that thing.
All right. What would be your second car?
I'm
going to give it to you.
69 Datsun 240Z.
Nice. So, I would be, dude. God damn, it's such a hard question, man. It really is. Like, you gotta give me two. It would be Dukes of Hazzard Dodge Charger 69 Charger.
Have you driven one of those?
Straight. Listen. Hold up. I wouldn't be orange with the red. It would be Vin Diesel's in the first Fast and the Furious dad car.
Yeah,
the black one. That
have
and
driven one of these things though.
No, I have not.
Okay, I'm not going to hurt your feelings then.
That's okay. You can hurt my feelings. It drives like a badass car.
Dude.
It's okay.
It's badass. Don't get me wrong. It drives like a truck.
And a 92 twin turbo RX-7.
My dad's got a 91 FC convertible in the driveway.
Bro, dude, fucking mint, bro.
They're great. Like, I've got it. So, you being an RX-7 fan, you know about the Maze 4-rotor in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been around that car when he lights that thing off. It sounds like a TIE fighter.
Bro, dude, listen, nothing, rotary motor, dude, they sound, it's hard to explain. In real
Don't
life,
try and find anybody to work on them. Because you can't.
Right. Yeah. It has its downfall.
That's what Dad's running into right now, because he's got his FC is one of the last ones ever made. So they stopped production in July of 91 or June of 91. Dad's production date is May of 91. So he's got one of the last ones. It's just trying to find somebody that can work on the motor, because forget it. And it's expensive. They're expensive to work on. Yeah. They sound great. You get them spinning, they're awesome. But God, they're a pain in the butt.
Dude, they sound
so good.
Bro, dude, it's like an orgasm when you hear them. You're like, oh my God, dude. Yeah.
Like, you go down to New Zealand, like, New Zealanders love these things. There's a guy that's got like a 6-rotor and an RX-3. Like, the motor is literally damn near the length of the car. I'll find the video. It sounds wild.
Damn.
Yeah, 6-rotor. It's like 1,300 horsepower. It's bonkers. I'll find the video and I'll send it to you. It's crazy, nuts.
Bro, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, that's
favorite
MotoGP rider
of all time, or just like
all time?
Oh, damn it! I gotta go Nicky. I got to meet him twice outside, away from the racetrack, because I went to college at Western Kentucky in Bowling Green, and they tell the story in one of the books. Him and Roger Lee and Tommy, after he won the Superbike championship, rented a tour bus and drove down to Bowling Green and hit sorority row.
Nice.
Oh, dude, I'm sitting there at a sorority party, hanging out. I'm a cheerleader. A couple of the girls that I cheer with are in the sorority, so we're hanging out. We're just hanging out, having a good time. Sitting there, having a beer or whatever. All of a sudden, I look up, and I see Tommy and Nikki walk in. I'm like,
what?
Wait.
Fuck? How drunk am I?
No. When I walk up, I was like, I'm not bugging them. I'm not doing anything. I know who they are. I'm not gonna do that. So they kind of hung out and then they left. And then I ran into him he had just had collarbone surgery after the end of the year. And I ran into him at a bar a buddy of mine was playing at in Bowling Green. And I walked up and said, hey, I was like, big fan. He wasn't drinking because he didn't drink.
Yeah.
I was like, bartender, whatever he's drinking, put one on my tab. Nick, have a good night. And he goes, oh, thanks, man. So I was like, I'm leaving you alone. You're here to get away from everybody.
That's right. I'm not going to bug you. Yeah.
So, but yeah, Nicky will always and forever be my favorite. He may not have been the most talented, but he definitely worked the absolute hardest, and that's how he made his money. He outworked everybody, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, dude, he does. Dude, it would be hard for me to answer that question because it's like, I mean, it's. I'm like you. It's like, dude, I named my son Hayden, Ross, Nicky, and Valentino, right? And then I got Simicelli, dude, Kevin Swanson. I mean, it goes on, right?
It's like, okay, so Nick will always be. I can't rank them because I appreciate them for different things. Like Nicky will always be in my top 3. Marco is in another top 3 because the guy was just who we all wanted to be. Because that guy was cool and rode the balls off that thing. And then, Valentino, just because look at him. Like he's the guy we always wanted to be because that's the lifestyle we all wanted. Right. Making $25-30 million a year racing motorcycles, and he's like, and he doesn't care. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna go hang out at the beach. Just be a beach rat. That's like, dude, like those 3 guys won. You know what I mean? Like they wanted life.
They did. April says Dovey.
Dovey, well, I love Dovey. He's the calm guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's the calm guy that you want in the team that, like, when everything's blowing up, he's going to be the guy's like, everybody, let's just chill. We're going to do this. Yeah. Dovey will always be another one just because if it wasn't for Marquez, Dovey would be a 3-time world champion.
Yeah, listen. I was an Inone fan, the Maniac, so I always was pissed off for them kicking Inone out and not Dovey, man.
It wasn't. Well, Dovey got screwed by Honda.
No, I know, but I was just, dude. Dude.
Dovey was good with some baggage that nobody wanted to deal with.
Well, yeah.
I'm not saying he wasn't fast. I'm not saying he wouldn't have been worth dealing with, but. At the time, look at the team that Ducati had.
I know.
Look at how the team was run.
I know.
You had Dovey. Yeah, okay. Iannone is the guy that won the first one since Casey left. And they went like, what, 2 years without a win? 3 years without a win?
That's a fact.
And Iannone is the guy that got that win back, sure. Dovey's the one that put him back on the map. Because Dovey had the consistency, and Dovey was the only person that could take it to mark consistently. So, like, I love Iannone. I've got the helmet at the house.
That's awesome. The Maniac, and he's back.
Dude. Hey, and he looked like he did pretty well. I saw times. I was looking at times like when I saw at Top Rack, and Top Rack was first, and Garrett was third. So I think Top Rack ended up top 3, and Garrett was 6th at the end of the test day today. So
yeah,
I didn't see how Iannone did, but
I think Iannone was. So my man Scott Redding was 3rd. I want to say Iannone was 6th, 8th, somewhere around.
He's in there, and I'll always be a Petrucci fan.
Of course, dude.
Like,
yes,
he was the most violent individual I've ever seen go through turn 1 at Road Atlanta. We were sitting there first year we were there, trying to qualify for Stock 1000, and we're done. We're not doing anything. Superbike practice goes out. We're sitting there just kind of hanging out, trying to mulling around the bike. We don't really have much to do at the time, and all of a sudden I hear something going to turn 1, and I was like, what was that? And it sounded like a bomb going off, literally. So I was like, I'm going to go over here and watch this because I don't know what just happened. And then I go over there and because, you're part of the team. If you've got the, the wristbands or whatever, as long as you don't, there's not a whole lot of people at the wall, they don't care. Yeah. So I go up and I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Sure enough, here he comes. He came out of turn 12, just sideways. And I'm like, oh, here we go. This is okay. First I'm seeing Iannone. Let's see how this goes. He went down 3 gears, and I thought the transmission was going to blow up. He went down so hard. I was like, holy shit, and just took off. It bit and took off. I was like, oh.
That's how it's done. Yeah, that's how it's done.
I'm going to go back over here now because I need to change my underwear.
Right.
Because I just shit myself. So, but yeah, no, like I'm pumped for Petrucci just because God love him. He needed to get up here. He needed to go once. Like, So
I believe so. Yeah, Chuchi, I met him at VIR.
Nice guy.
Matter of fact, that's why I got the shirt, Warhorse.
Yep. Real nice guy.
Got 2 knee sliders signed. Gave one, donated one to my man Jake Marsh out there in BSB for a giveaway and some Ricardo Rossi posters. But yeah, man, it's good. Good stuff, man. I like it, dude. Listen, Daniel, dude, this has been always an honor, bro. I'm freaking starving,
man.
So I'm gonna go eat here in a minute, bro.
Let me shout my guys out. Let me, thank you to Trevor, Robert, Travis, Jay, Adam, Joe, Chris Parrish, 100%, Beth. First, biggest one is mom and dad. Dad especially. Dad's the one who's been helping me since I started this. Like Hustle Hard Racing, 4SR, leathers, TCX boots, all those guys. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm just shouting out the companies that I use because they take care of my friends, so especially 4SR and TCX. So like, it's always a good time to be at the racetrack. It's better. I mean, depending on the day, a bad day at the racetrack is always better than a good day at work. So
facts. I would take that all day, every day.
So, but yeah, big shout out to everybody. Thank you so much. Follow it. Like ain't nobody got to follow me. Just jump on here and listen to the podcast and watch the podcast.
That's it.
I'm not that cool on social media. Okay. It's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm old.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm a slave to it. Right. It's like, dude, I'm constantly on that bitch, but you gotta be, dude, doing podcasts. You always got to put on.
Yeah, you do.
Whatever. It's a choice, but yes, listen, thank you to everybody that always likes, watches, subscribes,
thank you so much.
All that, man, dude. I love you guys so much. Big honor for my man Daniel to come on here. It's always an honor. Like the first couple times that Daniel would come on, I always text him, dude, it's an honor to have you on. Finally, he's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Right? I just stopped saying it, right? But yes, it is. It's an honor. Big shout out to my man Jake Marsh and his team. Go join Club 45. Go follow him on Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff. Big shout out to my man Martin from the Clothing Kings and make all Pin to Gas merch. Luke has
I need
merch.
A hat.
Dude, we'll get you. We will. I'll get you a hat. You guys can go on there and order anything you want: hats, beanies, jackets, all that cool stuff. But yeah, you guys stay tuned. We got another podcast coming up here. I think Sunday.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
You'll
Yeah,
tell me
I
on
will.
Saturday, and it'll be good.
Right. Well, I'll tell you tomorrow for sure. But yes, listen, Daniel, I will text you in the AM. I appreciate it. It's an honor. Obviously, we'll do this again, and thank you so much. Thank you to everybody again. Thank you. I appreciate all you guys.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, man. So we'll see you this weekend for sure.
Later.
So until then, see you guys. All right. Yeah, man, that was a lot of fun,
dude,
bro.
It's always